Do you believe in ghosts?
Who are you?
All right, man.
Hey, what's up, guys?
We back
up in there like swimwear.
We're back up in there like swimwear.
All right. I think everybody got the message.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just going with the flow, man. Been busy week with streams and that.
Yeah, it's been pretty busy, man. Work's starting to crank up now. It's summertime. Everybody wants shit done. So, you know.
Yeah. It's heating up as well outside, so it's all good, man. Yeah. Looking forward to these ones, as I always say, but Bava's probably like Dirk's cup of tea than mine. But yeah that's not to say
the Maestro, the Maestro, the one who started it, I guess you would say, like started it all, really.
Course.
Like several genres,
I mean,
like if you think about
it. I mean, you could say you could argue like Frida probably did start it before, but them two are so like intertwined together anyway, because the two of them are good friends and that.
Yeah.
And
see,
there's
we got
a
some
few
comments
people in the chat. Yeah.
Let me catch the chat. We got Caveman Movies and More. Hey there, everyone. Please hit the like button. What's going on, man? I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, cheers, guy.
And we got the Captain B Plan himself, Steve Benfield.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, man.
All the goodness.
Hope all is well there.
Yeah, man. Hope you're doing good. Texas says, "Oh yeah, welcome back
Texas
to the panel of pain."
Yeah. Cheers, Tex.
Yeah, it's some pain shit in these.
Alan
says, "Whip that like Christopher Lee." Hell yeah.
Cheers, man. Yeah.
We got Dana in here, Evil Dead chick. What's going on?
Hey, Dana.
Hey, guys.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Awesome.
Got
Let's see,
a Eurocult type, you know,
Yeah.
we're all here from Eurocult.
Yeah, we got the Eurocult all together.
Yeah.
Let's see. Holland Oates says, "What's up, Dirk and Darren? What's going on, man?"
Hey, Holland.
Let's see.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Steve says, "Whip it good.
Whip it real good."
And there's my beautiful wife.
Hey, Tash.
What's going on? But yeah, man, we're going to get into these three Mario Bava films. You know, so the first one's Three Faces of Fear, aka Black Sabbath. Unfortunately, I don't have the Italian version, but I recommend the Italian version.
Yeah, Smiles better.
Over this one, but this is still solid, man. This is probably what a lot of people know it, know it by. But I highly recommend the Italian. We're getting into that one.
Weirdly enough, I prefer the actual stories in the American, the way the stories are, like in sequence. I prefer the American but that's the only thing I do, which we'll come into.
Oh, really? Okay.
What opens the other one is the original Italian version's opened up by the wordle act, is it?
No.
Or is it
the original Italian opens with the telephone?
The telephone, then, yeah.
So it goes the telephone, then the wordle act, and then drop of water.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because the drop of water opens the American one. Yeah.
Right.
Welcome into that. Sorry, man.
A lot of people I think that's their favorite segment, but this anthology to me is my favorite anthology of any anthology film. I don't think there's a weak story out of the three. I really don't.
No, there's not. It's arguably some of the best, like a vampire film. You could arguably say it's one of the best, one of them. Definitely up there with the Giallo as well. And the Drop of Water is like one of the best ghost stories you'll ever see. But right, this is the edition Dirk wants, but I'm gonna try after see if there's one on eBay to hunt one down for him.
Yeah, it's definitely the one I want. Is that one? It's out of print big time, and it goes for big money. So
it's like 50,
hopefully a 4K will come.
Oh God, there's got to be one on the
Yeah.
Well, there has to be one really, because they did Blood and Black Lace. There's got to be one for this, surely.
Yeah, it should. Hold on, let's see. I got. Let's see. JB's in here. He says, "Dirk, could I ask what you're vaping?" I am vaping. Some kind of dragon fruit cream called Milk of the Poppy.
Okay. Wow.
Milk of the Poppy. And then I also got some. I do this in the morning. This is my breakfast coffee here. I'm blind. Some kind of coffee type shit. It goes.
Yeah.
With coffee. But anyway, yeah.
That's something I've never done. I've never vaped.
I smoked for I smoked for since I was 12. So I started vaping probably 4 or 5 years ago, and I can actually breathe now. So
right, yeah.
Cut the cigarettes out. But anyway, I guess I kind of briefly talk about Mario Bava, man, a little bit.
Yeah.
I got a little something I wrote that I'll read out. It's not too long, so nobody's gonna nobody gets bored.
Man, go for it.
So the first things you notice in a Mario Bava film is his use of color, set design, the way each shot is masterfully framed, how disturbingly beautiful his haunting atmosphere is, and how it lures you in, at least for those that take notice in the details. So that's pretty much all I got, but kind of kick it off a little bit. But I mean, there's deeper meanings to his films, like in this one in particular, Black Sabbath, what most people know it by, Three Faces of Fear. So they're like the three fears that Mario Bava was the most interested in, and that is with the telephone in the it was sexual violence. He was interested in sexual violence with that, and the second one, the Wordalac, is, if you notice the way Boris Karloff describes it, is this vampire, he drinks off the blood of his family and the ones he loves. So it kind of represents it represents a family member that's corrupt, that has become corrupt and destroys the family. So and then the third one,
that makes sense. Yeah.
And then the third one, drops of water, a drop of water. It is death from like self guilt, because the woman, you can kind of see she's kind of like not a very happy woman, but she still goes to the house to dress the deceased medium. She still goes, but when she steals the ring, she's haunted with guilt,
right?
The whole time. Yeah. So it's like there's deeper meanings to a lot of Bava stuff, but on surface level, it's still anybody can watch the shit. So that's what I love about it.
Man, it's timeless. Like most of his stuff is really, like even Black Sunday's relevant today. Like a lot of his 60s stuff is just timeless.
I got a funny story, man. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go on. No, you go on.
I got a funny story though. The other night it was raining his ass off here, and I don't know, it just got this random leak in my hallway ceiling, and drops of water were dripping, were hitting the floor while I'm watching a drop of water. I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
The same night you was watching a drop of water.
I'm watching a drop of water in the dark while this shit's going on, and I had to go get a pan and shit.
The good thing is you haven't gone around pinching women's rings, so you should be all right. Like, but that's weird, man. That is weird.
It was kind of freaky, man. I'd never like watching that shit like that. It was a trip.
I've had it in the past where you get like a leaky tap and you can hear it all night until you fix it or whatever, and like it just irritates the fuck out of you, doesn't it? Basically, and you can hear that drip like during the night. But that's what makes that episode, or that part of the episode, really like
right.
It just gets to you, like
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you want to do this? Do you want to?
Yeah, we'll get into it. Let me get this.
Yeah.
See, I got JB saying it. So is that D8? I think he means Delta 8. Nah, man, I don't do that. It's just nicotine.
All right, that's gummies, isn't it? Delta 8.
I don't know what. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm out of the loop on all that. Sean says, "Sup, guys? What's going on,
Sean.
man?
Yeah, man.
Good to have you here, man. We're gonna be talking about Black Sabbath, aka Three Faces of Fear, the Whip in the Body, Whip It Good, and Blood and Black Lace. Which this is an amazing release, man. But I guess we'll go ahead and get into the Three Faces of Fear. So we'll start. We're going to go in the order of Americanized order, right?
Right. Yeah. Just so we don't get confused and kind of overlap.
Okay.
But we can always like explain a bit like some of the differences as well. In these. I got a little bit on that. Yeah.
Okay. You want me to kick it off, or are you going with it, or?
Have you got all the cast and that of the first one written down?
Yeah, I got everything. I'll just kind of go into a little history about before we get into this anthology. So, anthology horror is like, so it dates back to like 1919. The first one, as far as I know, was called Weird Tales from Richard Oswald, and then you had Paul Lenny's Waxworks in 1924, You had Dead of Night, 1945. That was a British anthology. Have you ever seen that one, Darren?
That's the one with the ventriloquist, I think, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
black and white. I've seen
Yeah, I
a
was
little
just
bit
reading
of it.
about all this.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's played on UK TV, I think.
then, of course, Roger Corman's Tales of Terror, 1962. And then he had Twice Told Tales, 1963. We go on Torture Garden, 1967. The House of Drip Blood, 1970. Tales from the Crypt, 1972. And then From Beyond the Grave, 1973. And then we get to Creep Show, 1982, which is a lot of people's favorite. But to me, Black Sabbath is the one for me.
I mean, for me as well, I'd say it's in the top 3. Like, I think Tales from the Crypt is probably the 72 one is probably my all-time favorite.
It's solid.
But this is close. This is
it's
close
solid.
because there's not a bad story, as we will say now as we go through.
Right. So basically, the telephone. Well, my bad. I've got my notes kind of mixed up. So the drop of water. Okay, we're talking about pure nightmare fuel. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know if because arguably you could say this is the best thing Bava ever did. Arguably, it's not my personal favorite, but I'm just saying as far as the way everything's set up, it slowly builds. It's like the mood, the atmosphere, the lighting. It takes place in 1910 in London, and there's a nurse, Chester. She's not really happy. She gets a phone call. You see her drinking, and she just looks unhappy to me. She gets a phone call in the middle of the night to come dress her patient, an elderly woman. I don't think it ever says her name, though, does it? The elderly woman?
No, never says her name. I don't even think they're in the credits.
Right. And then so she goes there to dress her elderly patient that recently died. And then she finds out that she every Friday would talk to the dead, would talk to spirits, and she was a medium, like a witch. And so she she's you can see her being sneaky right out the gate, though, right? She's looking, she's eyeballing her sapphire ring that she's got on, and she's biding her time because there's another woman there. So she eventually steals.
She gets her distracted, doesn't she, so she can get out the way. So because she's got her eye on that ring.
Right.
But yeah, there's like a horrible death curse as well, where. So the old woman basically had this old curse. She said, "Do not take any of her things, or you will meet a horrible death." So yeah. So, but that is actually told to this, this Helen Chester who comes in, but she just ignores that completely.
She's a skeptic, just like a lot of these characters. But see, these are so many characters that Bava uses just like this, that they're motivated by greed.
Yeah.
It's an ongoing theme throughout his films,
Yeah, Bay of Blood, exactly, yeah.
And Blood and Black Lace.
Blood and Black Lace, yeah. So yeah, she died during a seance, didn't she? She was like in this trance, and then you can see like the way she died. Her eyes are open, and it's one of the creepiest looking images you will ever see.
It's a creepy damn, doll, whatever you want to call it, like. They don't look like a real person, like it's disturbing.
It's like, but the whole story for me is like a masterclass on the ghost genre.
Yeah,
I think this is a lot. Like, I don't know, you may argue with me, but I think this is a lot better than Kill Baby Kill as a ghost. More kind of.
Well, like I said, arguably this is probably his best.
Yeah, of that type
period.
Genre. Yeah.
Like, I mean, it could. I don't know, man. It's done really damn. It's amazing, really, to be honest. That's why in the Italian version, they saved it for last. It's
right. Yeah. Which, I probably prefer it being first, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
But when she goes to like steal this woman's ring, she like knocks over a glass of water. and obviously this is where it all begins.
Right.
And there's that bit with the fly as well comes into it.
Right.
And it do you think Dario Argento kind of pinched that for the Four Flies, the opening, where you got the drummer and he keeps
could have.
looking at that. Yeah.
Yeah, very,
Kind
very
of.
possible.
Yeah.
I think The Fly, though, like I was saying, like how there's deeper meanings. There is two different ways to watch the film. You know, on the surface level, just
Right.
straightforward, straight story. You got
Yeah.
that. But the other deeper, I think that fly represents her guilt. It's just kind of
Yeah.
swirling around, and then the drop of water is just like, it's just an annoyance. That's not. It's like her inner demons of her mind, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's kind of how I interpret it. But I've seen the film so many times. So
like you say, what can you say about it? It's like a masterclass as like a short film. It's superb. But the imagery, like I said, you know, you've got so this dead woman like comes back basically, don't she? She to haunt her, you know. She goes back to her apartment.
Yeah, she goes back to her apartment with the ring.
Big storm in it, like it's a big storm, you know.
Yes.
And then she ends up seeing visions of this woman in her bed. And it's really freaky, man. Honestly, like when I first saw this, I kind of shit myself because it was like in the middle of the night, so I had the perfect time to watch it.
Watch this shit alone in the dark with all the lights out and nobody around, and it was raining its ass off. I'm telling you, the other night when I was watching it, and I was like,
that's
loving
the way
shit.
to watch it, man. Yeah. That's I always try to do that. I like if I know there's a big storm coming in the UK, I'll try and line up 2 or 3 films for that night, you know, with that kind of atmosphere.
That type of mood.
Yeah. And anything Bava's done is perfect for that type of mood anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, you know, you got the vision of the woman in the rocking chair as well, which is creepy, man.
Yeah, because you start seeing them everywhere. And and you know how Bava always uses the hand. There's always like a hand coming out of somewhere, like
which will be evident in Blood and Black Lace as well. But yeah, I don't think there's too much to like really spoil with this one, is there? Really? We won't say the actual complete ending of this story, but needless to say, you know, it doesn't end well. Like, you know, for this
I'll name off some of the cast if
go through it, man.
I just didn't want to go right to that. I want to kind of explain the story a little. But so, well, I'm just going to name off the cast of all 3 stories. That's just the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
So you got Boris, the great Boris Karloff, narrator. He's the narrator and he's Gorka in the Warlock story. You got I don't know how you say her name. Is it Michelle or Michaeli? Michaeli Mercier.
Michelle, I would say. Michelle.
Okay, because it's got a little something over the E on her name. But anyway.
Yeah, it's probably French.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
Yeah, she's supposed to be a French prostitute in that one too. Michelle Mercier plays Rosie. You got Jacqueline Peru plays Helen Corey. Mark Damon plays Vladimir. Susie Anderson is Sadanka. She's beautiful too. She's
man, I can't wait to talk about her. Yeah.
Lydia Alfonsi is Mary, and Harriet White Medine is Helen's neighbor. Which, wait, no, never mind. Scratch that shit.
Yeah.
Then you got Glauco Honorado is Giorgio. But But yeah, man, that's a drop of water anyway. I guess we can move on to the Wordle Act.
But didn't you say though you prefer the way the stories are like going in the other version, the order of in the other version?
I like the telephone being first. I really like that shit.
I'll have to go, but it's been a while since I've seen the Italian. But obviously, the Italian I would highly recommend is better. You know, it's like a different music score as well. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's different. There's some different imagery with Boris Karloff too at the beginning. Like
Right, yeah.
On the American version with Boris Karloff, it's just he's just in black. There's just black all around him, like a floating head kind of deal.
Yeah.
And then in the Italian, there's like these nice colored background drops, like Bob is so used to doing, you know.
And in the end of the Italian one, is it? They do the gag with the horse, which is not in the American one, because I was thinking,
and that was
you know,
we'll get into that though.
Yeah.
Try to remember to remind me, because I got some kind of little tidbit on that about that gag. It's kind of dark.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Let me catch the chat right quick. Let's see. Hang on. I'm behind a little bit. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Sean says pure nightmare fuel like Bava on crystal meth.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah.
JB says Shock was a good one, and unfortunately, Mario's last film. Yeah. I know that.
Yeah, technically it wasn't, though, was it? Because
they said it was. I think they marketed it that way. But his last film is that damn Deadly Game shit. But I don't.
Yeah.
I mean that Shock probably is his last film, to be honest, because that Deadly Game, I watched that, and that did not feel like a Mario Bava film to me. It's slow. It's like,
right. I felt that with
TV
Shock
thing
as well. Yeah,
I
felt Shock didn't feel like a Bava film to me. I could see bits of it, but
you could tell Lamberto did quite a bit in that one.
Yeah. That's something I know I'm going to go back to and probably like, because I'm kind of in between on that one, but obviously we're going to cover all of his films eventually. So
the Wild Guy says the Wild Guy's here. He says, "Evening, gents. What's going on, man?
Wild.
Glad to have you, man." JB says Shock is available from Arrow in a nice release. Yeah, I got it.
Oh man, gorgeous release as well. Yeah,
that's a pretty good one. I like Shock a lot. It gets a lot of crap. A lot of people don't like it, but I've always dug it. I like Daria Nicolodi's performance. Pretty good. And that's also another one that kind of could pair with the Whipping the Body. Really could.
Yeah. He's done quite a few ghost type films, isn't it? You know, like a trilogy almost, but yeah.
But it's not. It's very ambiguous though. He's not gonna explain it to you. You know, that's the thing with Bava. He's gonna.
That's why I think you like him like a lot, don't you? Like he's over like Argento for you, isn't he? Like,
well, yeah, Mario Bava's my favorite. He's
yeah.
So it goes Stanley Kubrick, then it goes Mario Bava. So that's how it goes.
Right. Yeah.
And then it goes Fulci, and then it goes Argento. So.
See, but with me, Bava, I like him a lot, but he would just kind of just creep into like fifth, I think, of my all time.
Yeah.
And I even thinking about it, I don't know whether I'd probably like Diodato a little bit more, but I know, yeah, because I'm finding now, because I'm watching a lot of channels on YouTube, and Bava's kind of hit and miss with people, man. I'm not like that. I mean, I love Bava and all that, but some of the younger like YouTubers, you know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Bava, but I don't think
they hate this shit, man, and I don't get that.
Yeah, he's on a different level, man. I'm just gonna say that. I think he's on a different level.
I think because you like the more gothic as well, and I think that's why, like, he's right up there, like number 2 as your favorite director.
Yeah.
With me, I like the gothic, but
not just gothic. I mean, look at all the different genres.
Yeah.
Like he's a genre creator as well. Like
he was one of the first to do like multiple, you know, different. Because didn't he do a Sword and Sandal as well?
Yeah.
So he's done that Hercules, I think it was, wasn't it? That
Hercules
was
in the Haunted World.
Yeah. But he was one of the first to like go through all different genres, and
he's a part of the very first Italian horror film too. You know.
Ivan Piri. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, like you say, none of his films I really walk away from like hating. And the ones I love, which I'm gonna mention at least one of the next in the next two that I absolutely one of the best Giallos ever made. So
he's definitely, if you think of like, if you see what he does though, like he's way before his time, and he's not a part of his time either. He's still like, I still would say some of this shit is controversial to even today's standard. Some of the shit he does, like you know, let's see.
Because he had problems with like ratings as well, like in doing stuff uncut.
Yeah, Italy didn't receive him very well at all. America did. They embraced him. They loved that shit. You know.
They offered
the UK
basically
too.
They offered him a contract.
Yeah, and he was kind of in competition with Hammer horror. You know.
Right. I think Bava does it better than a lot of the Hammer, and people might shoot me down for that. But yeah, basically he was offered like this big contract to go to America, but he loved Italy so much.
Yeah.
That
he did everything in Italy.
Go.
Yeah.
So like he didn't sell out basically. He stuck to his roots, and obviously he did, you know, he was a very well off man, you know, I guess, you know.
Yeah, he stayed in
so
Italy.
He didn't really need to. Yeah.
Kind of like Kubrick left America and went to England, so everybody thinks Kubrick's from the UK, but he's actually from America. But
yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I even made that mistake when we covered him before. So, but yeah.
So let's see. Let me finish the chat right quick. Let's see. Wild Guy says, "Dirk, the shirt, awesome. Appreciate it, man. That's my favorite Mario Bava, Leasing the Devil."
Yeah.
Sean says, "The weather can depict what I end up watching." Yeah, definitely.
It does for me, yeah, all the time.
Everybody's saying, "What's up?" Michelle Mercier was in Cemetery Without Crosses. Okay, I haven't seen that one.
I've never seen that one, no.
I know, I think I wrote something down for her. No, it's not her. Never mind. It's somebody else. Let's see. All is good, bro. Leasing the Devil is a favorite of mine. The way it's shot, colors, etc. Yeah, Leasing the Devil is very. It might be the most ambiguous of Argento's. I mean, Bava's films. Damn, what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah,
it's probably his most underrated, I'd say. It's like people don't know about that film because it's never really had a great release.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there, man, for me as well. Yeah. But this one we're going to talk about now, this segment of Black Sabbath. This is
the Wordle.
No. Yeah. No, like. Oh, was that the next one? I thought it was the telephone.
No, the telephone's. Yeah, it is the telephone. Holy shit.
Yeah, telephone.
Yeah. I forget. I'm all mixed up because I watched both versions.
I know, man. I get like that anyway, so don't worry, man.
Okay.
Yeah, this is gonna be no one's gonna be shocked to hear that this is my favorite out of 3 stories.
Right.
It's like just a straight up Giallo.
But in this version, it's more like a ghost story. Or like
it's weird how they did that as well.
Or coming back from the dead kind of story. Where in the Italian version, it's not. It's actually. So I'll go ahead and read off the. I don't really got a synopsis, but I'll kind of run through what's going on. So Frank the pimp of this character Rosie, she's a high dollar French prostitute, is filled with jealous rage over Rosie and Mary's affair. Like, so
right.
Basically what's going on is she's getting these phone calls and she don't know who it is, and she keeps asking who's, and they keep calling, they're not saying nothing. Eventually she's like in a towel, she just got out of the bath and everything, and the person on the phone saying that, you know, don't cover up your sexy body, and talking about they want to kill her and all this shit, you know.
Right, yeah.
And But yeah, I'll let you go. I'll just let you take it because I'm kind of mixed up because I just watched both versions.
Yeah, no, you're doing a good job, man. So yeah, she's in her apartment. She's getting all these type of funny phone calls, you would say, which kind of get worse as they go on. They talk more as they go on. Hello, Jamie.
Hey,
Nice to have
Jamie, what's going on?
and yeah, so like you say, she gets a bit paranoid because they're saying they're watching her. They know what she's got on and all this. She starts covering up like the kind of holes in the door so no one can look in. And basically, yeah, so she gets really freaked out as you would. And then she kind of gets her neighbor, I think it is, to come over. But it's really weird because the version, like the other version, there's a big sleazy element with lesbians.
Yeah, that's the thing. So she asked her neighbor to come over, but in the Italian version, it's her ex-lover.
Right, yeah.
And then you find out in the Italian version, you find out her ex-lover is actually the one that's making the phone calls.
Yeah, which works a lot better. Yeah,
trying to scare her back into bed with her. And
right,
and then
absolutely, yeah.
And then they know that, and she got the idea from her pimp boyfriend has escaped jail. So that's how she got the idea. So she's like telling her. So she played on that, but she didn't know that Frank was actually going to come there. Like, you know what I mean? That's the Italian version, but the American version.
It's strange because in this one, she kind of like is basically why this Frank character's in prison because she basically, told the police.
Yeah.
And then her friend comes over, like you say. But it's really weird because you got the thing with Mary, her friend, as well, and she wears these black gloves.
Yeah.
So she's like, you can tell that there's something more to this story that they're not showing, like, obviously in the original. But I do like the fact when she takes these black gloves and she takes this knife from the drawer, and it's the way the fucking light in and all the way he does that shot.
Yeah, it's great.
Like only Bava can do. And then there's a whole thing with the knife under the pillow and the tranquilizers and all that. We won't give everything away, but needless to say, this Frank character comes back into the equation.
Right.
But it's left very open-ended, this version. I won't say what it is, but it's very open-ended.
I can say this, and this is being pretty vague. Like all three of these stories is something that Bava really wanted to do. He wanted to get away from the happy ending stories that he'd been doing. And all three stories in here, they all pretty bleak endings. So
you think about it though, Bay of Blood, you've got $5 for an August Moon. They're all bleak endings. They're all really bleak,
right? But it's always like about the demise of because people are greedy, or people are, like there's several reasons that But let me.
I think this is the best one of the three. What would you say? You probably say the third act, yeah.
No, actually, I think I agree with you. The telephone is probably my favorite. It's probably my favorite now. Like, especially the Italian version is way better.
Yeah.
And by the way, anybody who wants to watch the Italian version, is a really good print on YouTube. And it's the first segment, so like, just if you don't want to watch the whole film,
if you're gonna watch it in the Italian version, like, because we reviewed the American version, but obviously, just it makes it easier for reviewing. But we'll just say a few of the different differences as we go. But watch the Italian version. There's only really one way to watch it, I think.
Right. Let's see. I got. Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah, man.
Let's see. Jamie saying it's my birthday. Happy birthday, Jamie.
Happy birthday, Jamie. Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't ask what age you are because never ask a woman what age they are.
Let's see. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Let's see. Everybody's talking. The Wild Guys. See you, Dirk and Darren, picking up Chinese food and watch a Jalo later. Awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
have a good one, man. Yeah, enjoy, man.
Yeah, for sure. And greed and pride. Yeah, for sure. And Jamie says, I'm 51 and proud. There you go. That's what's up. Yeah.
Wow. You don't look it.
No.
I'm not just saying that either, but you really don't look 51.
Right. But man, so the telephone though, like I said, man, I like the American version too. It's just they're two completely different stories. So the Frank character is supposed to be dead in the American version.
Yeah.
And he comes back from the dead, basically. And then in the Italian, he has escaped from jail. And then you have the whole lesbian angle in the Italian version. It's not in the American version. I guess that was just too risque for American and UK audiences, I imagine too. I mean,
yeah, absolutely. I think like it's more of a giallo in it in the original version anyway, because the lesbian scenes and
you can definitely say that it's probably the first in color giallo, right? Or I don't know if this came out first or The Girl Knew Too Much. It's the same year. So
60. I think The Girl Who Knew Too Much was the first one. This came out after.
They're both 63 though. So
yeah.
Okay. But this would be the first color,
yeah. Giallo.
Yeah, and it's not very long, but you still have that.
And it is a giallo. I'll argue that all day long. You know,
even
though they're like segments, it's a giallo. As like you'll say with the next one is a vampire film. I think
it is definitely. Yeah,
you know,
it's a gothic vampire. A different take on vampires, though. These vampires only drink the blood of the ones they love and their family.
Like you say, though, that's because of what you said earlier.
Right.
And you said you can say it better than I can about, how families kind of destroy each other and all that. It's kind of hidden meaning.
Yeah, so the hidden, like the underlying meaning to this one, I think I said it earlier, but I'll say it again for anybody who just came in here. So the Wordlac story is like there's about a family member that has become corrupted, and in their corruption, they destroy the entire family. You could put that with anything in life, like drugs, all kind of shit. Any kind of addiction, like anything that's bad for the family, anything that would harm the family to destroy a family, But I mean, in this, so this is the second time that Bava told a vampire story. And the first time would be Black Sunday with Asa, the vampiric witch.
Yeah.
And he was never like big on he didn't like the fangs thing that Hammer was doing. It was more about just mood and atmosphere.
Visuals, mood, atmosphere, definitely, yeah.
Right, with his gothic. And so, he, like I said, he went against the cliche Hammer vamps. His were more centered around the family. If you look at like Black Sunday, Asa, she's coming back to get vengeance on her own bloodline. Same with the Wordlac. It's there's definitely something there that he's putting in there. But see, Bava was an artist before anything, like before directing or in the films or anything.
He said it before, but it's weird, isn't it? Because he was a painter. He
wanted to be a painter for money, but he didn't make very good money at it,
But
and a
what he used to
sculptor.
do really well on these films, sorry, Dirk, is
No, you're good.
he would put like a sheet of glass across the the frame of the film, and he
Yeah.
would paint in castles, and he'd paint, So a
Right.
lot of the shots you see in these films, and there's one coming up and whipping the body, where you see these horses going towards this castle, and it's amazing. The shot looks amazing. It looks real, like, but it was obviously a drawing, And he
Also,
could
he did it.
only he could do that, man.
He
Yeah,
also did that in Inferno.
it is. Yeah,
Like, there's a drop of the what is that that big building in Inferno where it's supposed to be where that apartments or whatever is. It's like a real old
the one
building.
yeah. Is that the one in Germany? Was it in Germany? I think.
Right. But he painted drop, and then Argento even explained that how he did the moon and everything. It's
and he
damn.
was doing that. He was doing all this shit before anyone. Like,
yeah.
Was it like crazy, man? That guy, if he was alive now, would be invaluable to like the film industry. But yeah, what's your take on this one then, Dirk? Because I'll be honest with you, I find this one the weakest of the three, and I know everyone says this is a lot of people say this is their favorite.
Yeah. I think Boris Karloff, I think everybody does a good job. I think his performance, I mean, he's like 76 in this role.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, man. Like, just his whole demeanor, because you don't really know. Like, we as an audience, we're introduced to Gorka, the character. Like, we don't know him. We don't know nothing about this guy. So what we're seeing for the first time. So we don't really know what to think. We do know what the family's saying, that he was gone. He was off to go kill a Wurdelak.
Yeah.
And he said if he's not back in 5 days to the minute, to kill him with a lance.
To not trust him, basically.
So you could also take it like, they should have maybe listened to their father.
Yeah.
You could take that, but Bava wasn't a moralist kind of guy. Like, he's kind of like Kubrick in that sense too. Like, he wasn't like all about morality in films. Like, he had these characters, and he put them out there, but he let you make your own mind up,
Right, yeah. This gets seriously like dark in places as well, because you got the whole scene with the grandson as well, when he picks the grandson up, and I think the way it's worded in this one is like, is it caress, or why can't I caress my grandson, or something like that?
He says, why can't I fondle?
Fondle, that's the word.
But I guess it's different in 63 saying that.
I was going to say, I don't think that meant the same as what we would like today.
Because that's a very disturbing scene too. Because it's like,
it's still
he
creepy.
wants his grandson, so that's like the loving part of the character. You're like, you don't really know, but you see, like, he's got this gash right there where his heart is, and then he makes his son. I mean, the dog's just barking its ass off, and that's his dog. And the dog's just going crazy, and he tells his son to go kill the dog. So, like, that should have been a red flag, But
I mean, it's dark with like you say, the dog, the little boy, dying as well. It does get really. So they find him dead, don't they? Yeah.
You can see an image of, like, over here behind Bava.
Yeah.
That's him with his grandson. If you look close, you can see his grandson. He's riding off with the horse, but then like, he's drained the son, the grandson of his blood. He comes back from the dead, and then that scene, that is some creepy shit with the kid, man. Like, when he comes banging on the door, like, saying, "Mama, I'm cold." Like,
that's
probably
the best. Yeah, the best, like, in the film for me. But when I say this is the weakest story, it's by no means a bad one. Like, I mean, the fucking imagery and just the whole look, the gothic look and everything is
the
just
exteriors,
man.
the way it's all put together, man, is amazing. Boris Karloff is like he's in it. He's having fun. That's what it looks like to me. Like playing this character.
Yeah.
Because he can add it to his filmography, like all the damn horror shit he's been in, man. Tons of it.
He's got away with his casting as well, because there's a girl in this who plays Sadiqa, man, and he knew how to cast the leading lady as well. Oh, obviously he did with Christopher Lee and to come, like, but some of the women, man, that he's shown, Blood and Black Lace as well, like, it's just incredible beauties, like,
Right.
bit like Argento in that respect, where he knew, to portray a beautiful woman, like, but I guess he wasn't as misogynistic as Argento and didn't kill him off as much. But
so Tim Lucas, you know what he said about this film right here in particular, as far as like genre cinema goes, he said that this was the very first time that evil triumphs over good in genre cinema.
Okay.
Yeah. And this is based on the family of the Vordalak by Count Alexei Konstantinovich Tolstoy. The cousin.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah, the cousin to Leo Tolstoy, who was more famous. But yeah, man.
I think it's like I said, I think they're in the right order in this for me anyway, because I think the Verdal Act is probably the longest one in it. It's probably 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Where the other two come in just under, like, maybe 25, I'd say each. Yeah, I do like this one a lot, but I mean, for me, it's hard to top the first two stories. Like, it really is.
I can't pick one over the other, man. Like, I think I pick. If you hold a gun to my head, I'm picking the telephone. But between the Wordalac and the Drop of Water, they're dead even for me. I don't know. They're all three solid though, man.
They really are. I think you've got like we said before, you've got every single type of subgenre in there on each story. So what would you rate this one there? I'll probably surprise you, and mine might be a little low compared to what yours is.
Black Sunday, man. I mean, Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
3 Faces of Fear. Shit, I'm giving it a 10, man.
Yeah, I thought you'd be a 9 or 10, actually.
Yeah, it's got to be a 10, just because, like, every year, I can watch this film probably at least twice every year. Like,
right, man. Yeah. So I'm going to surprise you then, because I'd probably give it a strong 7.5.
Well, that's still not bad.
I mean, no, I love the film. Like, anything over a 7, I love a film. But that's just because the Verdal Act, just like, you're more into your gothic and all that, and vampires don't really do a lot for me, and I think that's just took the edge off it a little bit. Otherwise, it would have been like a 9.
Well, the thing about it, though, you think about it, though, like this film has, for the time that when it came out, right? So you have a present day story with the telephone, which is in 1963.
Yeah.
So that's the present day story. Then you have a story from London in the early 1900s, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the Gothic story. So it has a little bit of everything.
It does, yeah. It's like most anthology films, you'll like 2 or 3 of the stories. You won't like every single one.
Right.
But this one has had like all 3 are bangers, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyone in the chat, like, give us.
And
like,
I owe
ratings
a lot of credit to Troy Howarth, man. By the way, anybody that don't have this book and you're a Bava fan, I highly recommend this, man, because it's he's got some incredible research that he's done, man. Like, it's pretty damn amazing.
I mean, yeah, like all of his books, everything is just like right down to the finest detail and that. But I knew Dirk was going to be looking up. You probably took notes on the books and now of each film.
Yeah, I took notes, especially like on the themes of Black Sabbath. Like I didn't realize that shit. I was pretty mind blown when I thought about it. I was like, holy shit. But yeah, I owe Troy Howard credit for that. So
I mean, I say it every time on you. Like a lot of the stuff that I come out with as well is not my own. You know, I've got my own opinions, and I say that. But
yeah,
a lot of the facts and all that is all from Troy Howard and Roberto Curti.
right.
I don't think I'm leaving anyone else out. But yeah, we always give, complete like
Tim Lucas as well. Like
Tim
yeah,
Lucas as well. Yeah, I knew there was one more. But
I hate to do this, man. I have to run for just a minute. I'll be right back.
okay, yeah. No
Do you
worries.
need to go or anything? I can.
No, I'm all right. I can talk
Okay.
to chat if you want.
Okay, I'll put you on solo right quick.
Okay, I don't know about that. But yeah. What was I going to say? Anyone in chat has got any kind of thoughts on these films? So you've got Black Sabbath, Whipping the Body, which is going to be the next one. Blood and Black Lace, obviously, a lot of people would have seen. Let us know your ratings and what you think, and like Bava in general, if you've got any other kind of films you prefer with Bava as well. Because $5 for an August Moon, I absolutely love. People don't really talk about that much either. So yeah. Like so, Wild Wrangler, yeah, dead corpse in the first story, really creepy. Yeah, that image is like you'll see. I think that come up on might be like Bravo's 100 like scariest moments or something, or one of those type shows, and you see the drop of water, the older woman, and I mean it's hard once you see that to get it. Your mind really is like a nightmare type thing. I've not seen a Terror 1963, and if you think it's a Giallo, then I'd be interested to see it. I don't know if Dirk's seen it.
What's that?
Have you seen the Terror, Dirk, from 1963?
It sounds familiar.
That's not the one with Jack Nicholson, is it?
I'm not sure.
Might be.
Did you already read the chat?
I only read a couple of them. You can go through them if you want.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not real sure. It sounds familiar, but I mean, there's maybe I don't know. Is it a Giallo?
Yeah, let us know if it's yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to check it out and get back to you on that one.
Definitely, yeah.
Wow.
Any new kind of, or old kind of jolly that slip through the net type thing, I'd be interested in watching.
Steve says, okay, he's talking to somebody else. Dead corpse. First story is creepy. Okay, I don't know. I might not have seen that then. Like a
no, he's on about the dead corpse in the drop of water, I think.
Oh, drop of water. Okay.
Yeah, it is creepy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Wrangler likes the Karloff story as well, which is a lot of people say the Verdal Act is the best. I've heard that a lot.
It's pretty solid, but I would say, like, as far as a technical standpoint, I think probably a drop of water is the best. But
yeah.
But as far as my favorite, I got to go with the telephone.
Exactly. But there's no right answer, really, is there? Or there's no wrong answer, I should say. I would, if I quickly had to rank them, it would be the telephone, drop of water, and Verdal Act. But I mean,
for me, it would go the same. It would go the exact same.
Yeah, and the Verdal Act. I'm not massive into vampires, but that's probably one of the best, like, kind of vampire tales you'll see as well.
A different take on it, different spin, and then you can even argue about there's people that debated about the dagger and everything, right? And then even in vampire lore, like there's always this thing with vampires, the teeth like penetrating and the exchanging of fluids. It's like very sexual thing. But in this case, in that story, it'd be some incestuous shit going on,
Right. Yeah.
But I don't know. But yeah. I don't.
But check it out, yeah. People check it out.
I'd say check it out, man. Black Sabbath. High recommend. I put this shit
classic.
over. I put it over Creepshow, or Creepshow 2 even. I know a lot of people have gotten on that train where they like Creepshow 2 more than Creepshow. So.
I do. I prefer Creepshow too. Actually, I know people that like.
Yeah. I mean, you like what you like, you know. At the end of the
And
day,
there's that image of Karloff as well in the original
yeah.
on the horse. I don't think you can see that very
Let
well.
me.
I
I'll
got a
do that.
really shitty setup with the glare. I think you can just make that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is like a bit of a gag in the.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that too. So at the end of the Italian version,
Yeah,
that was originally they shows Borloff on a, Karloff, uh, on a horse, and it shows like the gag, like somebody's winding the horse and everything, and then you got people running around with trees and shit, these bushes, and they didn't even use it for the American version. They told them to do that, so to lighten the mood because they thought it was too hardcore for the audience back then or whatever. But
it's
still funny, and it's a funny story to that though. Karloff died. It's not funny, but he died not long after that, and something he got sick from doing that or something. Like I should have wrote
didn't
that.
he basically caught some kind of disease or something. I read.
Yeah, he was all amped to do it, but he did it. He was 76 years old doing that shit. So
yeah, and he kind of deteriorated straight after the filming.
Right.
Which is
and Bava blamed himself for that. So
oh god, never.
Yeah, that was what I was reading. It was, and that's another thing about Mario Bava. So he played jokes and tricks on people on the sets. You know, he was kind of like more playful than Hitchcock, though. You know what I mean? Like, but he played a lot of jokes and gags on people, and I thought that was pretty funny.
That makes sense, though, because he does it a lot in his films as well. There's quite a bit of humor in some of his films as well.
Almost every film. There is humor in almost every film.
It's dark humor, but there's humor.
If you pay attention, even in Bay of Blood, shit, even Blood and Black Lace, there's some humor.
Yeah.
But
I can't wait till we talk about that one.
Let's see. Wild Wrangler saying Mario Bava Shock 1977, aka Shock. Yeah,
I need to give it another go because I've seen it twice, but it's just not done it for me.
Right.
But I love it. Like Dirk's probably astounded because I love all that shit. Really, like all the atmosphere and.
Yeah, and then that is also like it can, like I said, it can pair with Whipping the Body. But I do want to bring up the camera, the way Mario Bava used the camera, because the camera itself, is like its own entity. It's like its own presence, and it's like I don't know how to explain it. Like you'll see it go into a room or something, and like we're watching, but it's almost like there's somebody else there too. Like,
right?
You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, he didn't have no budget on the next one. Well, not the next one, but I don't want to get into that. I'll save that for later. Sorry, my bad.
I know the story, but that brings us on to Whipping the Body.
Yeah, the whip
this was
and the body.
Watch for me.
What's that?
This was a first time watch, I think, for me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I really dig this film, man.
You gotta try and get Dirk a copy of this as well. This is the
that's a great release, man. Let me check that out right quick.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the way to go.
Oh hell yeah!
Loads.
There's no features on this Kino that I have.
Oh man, there's loads on this. There's like a booklet. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah,
like just quite fairly thick as well.
Yeah, Dalia Lavi.
Oh
She's
man,
amazing.
She is. There's a bit of a backstory to her as well, which I'm going to come into. Did you know? Might as well say it now, but did you know she was actually from Israel?
Yeah.
She was Jewish.
Mm-hmm.
And she got blackballed basically from the business.
I didn't know that. No.
Yeah. So she she basically got blackballed. No one wanted to come near her because of her Jewish roots.
Oh, really?
Basically.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
it's crazy because she's just dynamite on like to look at, like acting wise as well.
Yeah, dude, she is solid
had
as
it
hell.
all.
Like, there's a movie I want to find that after like doing like looking everything up, and there's a film called Il Demonia, or
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah,
I guess that means the demon.
demon. Yeah.
But it's supposed to be, this is the same year as this, 1963. So she does a spider walk scene. She's like possessed by the devil. And this is 10 years before The Exorcist. So.
Right. Yeah. Crazy, man. Because she went back. Did you know, right? Because this blew my mind. So she was like, she actually sung on the same track to The Golden Glove. The German serial killer.
Yeah, she's a singer. I know she was a singer. Yeah, I didn't know
that is insane.
On the Golden Glove movie that we reviewed.
Yeah,
oh,
she's
actually
shit. On that same track. She sings a song, and like I'll have to go back and listen to it now. Knowing
that's pretty insane, dude.
Yeah, it really is, man. I was like blown away by that.
And she got this role. This role was inherited basically to her because Barbara Steele passed on it.
Oh God, I didn't know that. No,
yeah, Barbara Steele was supposed to play this role, but I'm actually glad that she played this part because I can't see nobody else playing this role.
Oh man!
Once you see the film,
the only crime with all this is that she didn't have the chance to go on, and she could have been one of the best like giallo actresses of the 70s. She really could have. Like, what a waste of talent, man. Like, because just going off on a little bit of a tangent with her, right? So Lamberto Bava was only young at the time.
Yeah.
So all he remembers about going on. So he went on set. And all he can remember about Dalia Lavi was just her beauty. And he said he was just stood there basically, just
enamored
what she looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like enamored.
Because being a young boy as well, yeah.
Yeah,
you're a young
gorgeous.
Boy, so.
Yeah, she really is. And then once you realize what the film's about, you're like, holy shit.
yeah. But I would love to have seen her in some of these like giallo films of the 70s. She could have been massive, man. But
I need to check out her filmography, actually. I do want to see.
The only thing I'd come up with is she did do 10 Little Indians in 1965. It's Agatha Christie, obviously, like base story, but it's kind of like a giallo.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing I really come up with, like relevant from what she's done.
Okay.
But the casting, this is amazing, man.
Yeah. So this is the edition I got. It's a great transfer. Don't get me wrong. I love this artwork too. So this is the Kino release, but
yeah,
like I said, there's no features at all, really. Like, man, I think it has.
We'll get you sorted with the other version.
But it's so the Whip in the Body, aka the Whip and the Flesh, aka the Night. Night is the Phantom. That was another title it had. And there's another title called What? Like, that's a weird ass.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like,
I don't know what they were thinking with that.
I gotta show y'all. This is funny, man. It's it cracked me up when I saw this. Hopefully, it's right here. Okay. See, can y'all see that?
Yeah, the red poster. Yeah.
Yeah. What?
That makes it look like a giallo as well.
Right. Yeah. I was just like, what the shit? But yeah, not very good artwork, really.
Right. Yeah. And I will say that being a first time watch, I really like this film a lot, but there's no way I would put this in his top films at all.
Some people say it's his best.
I know, yeah. And I think
this film is being studied. Like, people are studying this film, trying to work it out, like, all the way. I can tell you this, like, I liked it the first time I saw it, but like multiple viewings, I've grown to love it. Really.
Okay, that makes sense then, because I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But it's not quite up there with his others. But I know, yeah, you just know when you go back to something. I think I'm gonna like even more. But we'll kind of differ in ratings, I think, for a while at the end. But
And
yeah,
Christopher Lee, he could have dubbed his own voice in the English version.
Yeah.
But they didn't let him dub his own voice, which is odd. Like, and I can't stand watching that version. I got to watch the Italian version. Like,
Man, I watched the version when he's dubbed, and I didn't mind it, man. I honestly didn't mind it.
I just know that that's not Christopher Lee's voice, and I know he could speak Italian.
Yeah.
And he could have done it, man, like easily. He could speak. He was multi-bilingual. He could speak Italian, French, Spanish, and German.
He had some kind of thing going on with Mario Bava as well. They were really good friends. And whenever Christopher Lee was over in Italy, he would hit Mario Bava up, and they would go out for meals and all that. And that's kind of like, because Christopher Lee wasn't known for being like that,
Right.
Because there is a story I will come on to. So Sergio Martino, right? He was kind of used on this film as, I don't know, what would you call it, Dirk? Because he was very young. He was looking after like the money part of the film. And what he would do is he would drive Christopher Lee to and from the set. But he said Christopher Lee would moan constantly about money to him. And and Sergio Martino thinks it's because he was very young and naive. But yeah. So yeah, I find that interesting. Yeah, go to the chat. There's a couple of interesting guys in the
chat right quick. We got JT. Hard discussions is going on, man.
JT, what's going on, man?
Saw Bava came running. I hear you, man.
Yeah.
What's going on, Dirk, Darren? Yeah, what's going on, man? We got Uncle Bill in here.
Uncle Bill in the house.
Giallo. I watched a Giallo. What? Then I watched another Giallo. What? If you know, you know. Right?
Yeah, it's a weird title, man.
It is a strange title. And it's and some we didn't mention. So this is arguably probably the very first sadomasochist film, S&M film.
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah, I think it is. But it's pretty crazy. But let's see. Wild says, been watching the Falcon film series, 1940s mystery crime, starring Tom Conway. Awesome, man. Yeah.
I've never seen that. No,
I haven't. JT says, "Kill Baby Kill is my top Bava. Is my top Bava. Bava has 4 films in my top 40 films and 2 in my top 10. Kill and Lisa and the Devil. Okay, yeah, Kill Baby Kill, man, inspired a bunch of like child killer type movies. Like Martin Scorsese, really, that's his favorite film. Martin Scorsese.
I've heard that a lot. That's interesting.
His favorite Bava. It's his favorite Bava.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's
like interesting. JT's got 2. Those 2 are in his top 10 as well.
I love Kill Baby Kill. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. I do like it. Again, it's just not up there as much as other ones, But yeah, I always like to see different people's opinions and
Right. JT says, I did a mini documentary plus my top 10 Bava films and episode 1 of a director alive series I started. I praised The Whip in the Body a decent amount. Such an underrated Bava film. Yeah, it definitely is.
It's going to be a grower, I think, for me. So I do like it a lot, but I think it's going to get better.
I knew we had to throw something in there most people don't talk about. Like, of course, we're coming with some bangers, and Whip of the Body just never really get mentioned. So, everybody talking. Whip in the Body. Bava really went out there to taboo places nobody saw before. Yeah. And another thing that's interesting is like they had to hide their names. They had to come up with fake names. Did you know this?
No.
Yeah, they didn't want the American, I guess the American and UK. They wanted to get it past the censors. They didn't want them to know it was an Italian film.
Never. Shit.
So Mario Bava changed his name to James M. Old.
Oh shit, man.
James M. Old. And it's like, he's always playing jokes and shit like that. But so that's his name on the film when the film came out.
This would have been great to watch in the cinema as well in the 60s. Would have been.
You had Ida Galley in here. So Evelyn Stewart, her name was Isley Oberon. That was her
God.
name. So all the people that weren't Italian, they just kept their same name,
That's weird then, because when Martino and Lamberto Bava are talking in the extras for this film, they mention this guy, Tony Kendall, but they mention him under this other name. So that makes sense then.
Luciano Stella.
That's right, because they kept calling him Stella, and then the interviewer says, and then they put it right for people at home watching. But that guy was interesting as well. Do you hear about him? He basically you
got more of the backstory on whipping the body.
Yeah. So he couldn't he was finding it trouble like talking his lines in English because he just couldn't speak in English. So Bava devised a way on a few of his shots. If you see the film, look in the film if you're looking for it, mind. So you get a close up of his face, and then he'll say a line. And then Bava would do a complete 180. And by the time it comes back around to his face, he's saying another English line because he's got to fucking be told the lines while the camera's going right. It's really weird.
Oh, shit.
But Bava used
they
to
had
always
to do
take the
harder.
line.
It was harder back then for them to accomplish the things they accomplished.
Only Bava could have done that, definitely for the time. But apparently Bava used to love coming out with that little antidote like to everyone. But yeah, the cast in this is amazing. Written by Ernesto Gastaldi as well. Luciano Martino was part of the writing.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, there's two bangers there.
So Bava always changed, and this is a recurring theme with Ernesto Gastaldi. Like if you notice, like most every director barely touches what he writes because he writes it.
Yeah,
it's almost like he writes it for the director. Like the director don't make any changes hardly at all. Lindsay didn't, and Mario Bava didn't either. And that was unheard of for Mario Bava because he always changed it. But he barely touched it.
We could do a show on that guy on his own, man.
We got to do one on Ernesto Gastaldi. Yeah.
The thing is with him, again, I'm not going on to too much of a tangent. The thing is with him, he's wrote like, I don't know, hundreds, isn't it? Literally hundreds of films.
Gothic and
the quality never goes down either. The quality is still there in the writing and everything.
Yeah, it's always very well thought out. Very, very good structured. The characters with the dialogue, everything's always amazing with Gastaldi, for sure. Let me catch the chat right quick.
Yeah, man, yeah.
JT says, wait, we got Wild Guys. JT, I'm buying you that shirt Dirk has. Eating General So chicken first. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nice, man.
JT says Japanese horror also Kill Baby Kill inspired. Yeah, so much J horror. Yep, absolutely.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, definitely with the girl, the little girl ghost, and yeah.
Yep. Let's see. They're commenting on my shirt. I appreciate it, y'all. Yeah. JT says it's similar to $5 for an August Moon. That's a film similar to Whip with very surreal imagery and both underrated. Yeah, we love $5, man. It's
$5 is in my top 2 or 3. Bava. I think it may have. Yeah, I think maybe The Girl Who Knew Too Much is my favorite. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I put that in at number like 2 or 3. I even put that above Blood and Black Lace, which I might have to correct that after this watch. Because
That's insanity, Darren. What are we doing?
No, I will correct myself at the end of this scene because I did alter the rating by that.
No, that's great. It's great, man. Like Bava had 24 films, right? I believe. And
24, yeah. So yeah, like
and I don't think he made a bad film, man. Like you really like I don't know.
I've not seen everything. I've not seen the Hercules and all that.
Honestly, it's great. You got Christopher Lee in that one too. Like,
well, you say he hasn't made a bad one. Maybe that Devil's Game possibly was. But
I don't think that's him, man. I think his name was on it, but I refuse to accept that was Mario Bava.
Yeah, that's open for debate. Then that one.
Yeah, I don't think.
Well, I don't even know if we'll ever get around to that. But
yeah, I watched it. It was pretty. Man, I felt like it felt like 5 hours, and it was only like an hour.
Yeah.
Shit.
I saw the first episode and I was like, shit, I'm not. There's no fucking way I want to be doing 6 of these in one show. Like, just no way, man.
JT says, and Dirk, I did not know that about the name changes. That's too funny. Yeah, man, it's crazy the way they did things. They didn't want people to know it was Italian, so it would sell. Like,
yeah,
crazy,
I mean, yeah.
Like, let's see. Blood and Black Lace is a masterpiece, and it only was my 7th on my top 10. Oh, okay. It's in my top 3 for sure. Definitely.
It's gone way up in my estimate. I've always loved the film, but I think now it's probably a masterpiece.
Oh,
it's probably which we'll come on into.
Oh, yeah, it's the very first color, like full length feature film in color giallo, and like we'll come on to it in a minute. I'm not gonna get into that yet, but yeah. So you want to give the synopsis on this one?
Right, yeah, if you want, yeah. So you've got Kurt, like played by Christopher Lee, stars as this like sadistic son of this wealthy count. He returns back to like the family castle, much to the dismay of all the family and the servants. Because basically, like, there's a whole kind of backstory of him being this really kind of like brutal character when it comes to the Dahlia Lavi's character, because he basically used to beat the shit out of her, which obviously, anyone who sees all the
once you see what's really going on behind but basically his whole family resents him, and he's come back to his family, and he's really come back to reclaim. He knows his father's fixing to die, and he's trying to reclaim his and his inheritance, because his dad stripped him of his title to inherit anything. He's going to give it all to his little brother, Christian. But yeah, so his brother Christian's married to Navenka.
Yeah, Navenka.
He's married to her, and Kurt and her were like, they had this twisted ass relationship. So like he beats the shit out of her with a whip, but it's like, it really turns her on. So it's like a game they play. She looks like he's abusing her and shit, but she likes it. She really does. It's so twisted.
It really is like
but there's real people that love that shit in real life. So like
it's kind of graphic as well for the bits we do see is kind of graphic for that 1963, I think it is.
So there was a man in Italy, they didn't say his name, I was reading this. So a man tried to sue because he was deeply offended. And
man.
Ernesto Gastaldi was talking about it, and he said that Mario Bava laughed about it, and he laughed about it. Hell, they all laughed about it. It's like, really? Like, you're going to sue somebody for something that you continue to watch?
Yeah. There's an off button, or you can just walk out of the theater or whatever it is. Yeah. But no, man, this is groundbreaking in that type of regards. This film. So you got Christopher Lee, like you say. The Navanga character, I think, is she's just amazing looking.
And this is pretty ambiguous too. So like you
can
it is.
Yeah.
You could look at it like Kurt made her that way, like the battered woman syndrome kind of deal, or you could look at it like she is using him. Like it's very like there's no one way to look at it.
Or is the last part, obviously there was a relationship between them two that was brutal like that. But
Yeah.
is the last part since he died? I know we're jumping the gun a little bit.
Yeah.
But is the last part since he died all in her head? You know?
Exactly. Yeah. So is he really? So basically, I guess, should we spoil it or?
You can spoil it now. I think I just did accidentally, but yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
can,
guess
yeah,
I
you can
need to
go
put
ahead.
up the spoiler warning. I guess right quick for everybody. And but before I do that, y'all, everybody, just please. So,
Wait for it. We lost the viewer yet? Because every time we put,
I think I did. I think I did lose a viewer. But anyway, yeah. All right, man. Well, I guess we're about to spoil it, but
yeah, I think I basically did anyway there, but yeah, we can go into a little bit more detail on that.
Yeah, let me catch this chat right quick because the
Yeah,
chat's
man,
blowing up, man. I appreciate everybody
definitely
hanging out
yeah.
and chatting it up, and
that's what it's all about, really. Yeah,
got, the
interaction and
the Danielle Harris guy. What's going on?
hey, man.
Yeah. We got everybody saying hey. Oh, JT saying hey, Joe. How everyone's doing?
Oh, I think that guy. Yeah, that guy's name's Joe. Yeah, I think
Okay.
I've seen him before.
What's going on, Joe? Okay, he's talking to people in the chat. Let's see. We got Dan Shine.
Hey,
Dan
Dan.
Shine, Flesh Wound Features. Shout out, guys. Yeah, what's going on, man? Also,
co-host.
Also the host of Dead End Driving, man. So
yeah, man. Yeah, which we did one last week, didn't we? And we got one coming up on Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah, pleased to be a part of those as well. So good to have Dan in you, man.
Yeah. Over on the Visited by Voices Network. Check that out, man. And let's see. He says, I have to change my channel name. I can't change it for 14 days. Okay. All right.
All right.
Let's see. Dirk and Darren. Y'all seen The Leopard Man, 1943, first film to attempt to have a realistic take on serial killer. Plus, the term serial killer was not used back in the 40s. I haven't seen it, but I've heard about it.
It's an amazing film. Yeah. I think I mentioned it. It might have been last week, didn't I? With the there's a scene where the woman goes up to the front door and she's trying to get into the house, and then something behind her like attacks her, and you can hear her screams and all that. But I won't say too much. But yeah, it's an amazing film. Highly like we got to do that. We'll have to do that at some point. We'll do some black and white films at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do that. Let's see. He says, I might just change it, but I can't right now. I love The Leopard Man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Dan Shine approved from old Flesh Wound Features. Hell yeah. Let's see. Jamie says, can't miss that alert. Yeah. Mario never made a bad movie. No, he didn't. I was just saying that, Dan. I was just saying that.
I like ones more than others, but I don't believe he's made a bad one. No,
he's not like, Fulci and Argento and Martino and Lindsay. They've all made bad ones. Like,
yeah, there's not many people you can say that about. Even like Friedkin and they've made bad films, but there's not many people you can say that. Back in like 24, you said it was out of 24.
Yeah.
Well, if we don't include The Devil's Game,
I don't think that's him, man.
We'll discard that one for now.
And even if it is, that's his last year. He was in bad health. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't even count that. Dan says that's a tough one, Danielle Harris guy, but in terms of Mario Bava, you can't beat Black Sunday. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Black Sunday is probably.
Black Sundays is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like
Just
that's not my
subscribe.
number one
I
though.
appreciate
That's
it,
not
man.
Yeah, cheers.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, Black Sunday, man, started so much shit. It really did.
It's his best. I can see that Black Sunday is his best film, and I love Black Sunday. It's not my favorite though, but I prefer
there's
the
no
film
arguing that.
more.
It's not my. It's probably
It's,
in my. It's definitely my top 5, but
it's probably
at least of the Devil's my favorite.
Yeah, but I mean, Black Sunday's probably in a lot of people's top 25 films of all time, and I would never argue that either because it's a complete masterpiece.
Also,
it's like
the
a
Vampire
Witch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Barbara Steele, man, amazing.
Let's see. Okay, don't start spamming the chat. It don't matter. You can. It's cool. Let's see. Enjoyed Hell Night and Humongous Roundtable. Awesome, man. You checked it out?
Oh man, yeah. Cool. Thanks, sir. Yeah,
appreciate it.
We love doing them as well.
We have a Sasquatch show dropping. Yep, we're gonna be covering Demon Night and
Night of the Demon,
Night of the Demon and Creature from Black Lake.
And keep a lookout for Dirk's doing a little location. Like I think Lorne's doing something with that, Dirk. If you want to explain, I don't know.
Yeah, he is, and we got a video up on the channel. So if y'all want to see Creature from Black Lake, some filming locations, check that out. We got a video.
That's doing really well.
It's doing pretty good. Doing really well. Not doing too bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lauren's going to do something with it. They said something. I just told him go crazy, do whatever you want.
I'm excited when you told me that because I know what Lauren's like, and I see a lot of his intros and that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Love Bigfoot films. Hell yeah. Believe me, Dirk, I have reason to say that to Joseph. Okay.
No, that's cool, Jamie. Thanks.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes, Lauren is going to do something pretty awesome with it. Yeah.
There you go.
I told him just do whatever, man. It's cool. Okay. Let's see. Dan says, I just got a sneak peek at an Alien franchise inspired intro he's doing. Okay. Awesome.
Oh, nice, man.
Well, man, I guess we'll get back to, so where were we at on whipping the body? We're at the beatings. Let the beatings commence, and she's getting super turned on.
Yeah. Right, yeah. So,
but
yeah, basically, we could go through it like a little bit if you want, like from the start, like So you've got this isolated castle. It's an Eastern European like coast, and the first shot, we kind of see this dagger. You got servant. It's a Gorgia. I think you pronounce it Gorgia. Vows to get revenge on the man who killed her daughter Tanya. Tanya had this kind of secret affair with Kurt. That's the Christopher Lee character, and was due to get married to Navenka. It seems kind of complicated.
But like I said, she hates Kurt on the surface, but he brings out the super freak in her.
So he basically comes back then, doesn't he? To is it to retain his title and wealthy, like money wise?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great one now, you know. Again, I don't
and then
think
you got the whole other plot. You have the whole other plot where her husband, which is Kurt's son, which is Christopher Lee's, brother, she's married to his younger brother, and then he is secretly in love with his own cousin, Katia.
It does kind of get confusing, but when you watch a film, it's not as confusing as we've been making it out,
right.
Yeah.
So they've got these secret love affairs going on and shit, and nobody's really who they want to be with, or I would say her, Kurt's little brother. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
But there's this dagger that was basically so I think it's the maid in it. Her daughter was killed, and then she wants to get revenge. Kurt,
yeah, her daughter killed herself over Kurt,
right?
And
over
with the dagger, cut her own throat, and then
so basically the dagger's like kept in like this closet, or it's kept in this case of some kind,
glass case.
Yeah. And then the film completely turns on its head then by the, again, it wouldn't be spoiling it too much to say that Kurt gets killed. Because that's fairly early on, isn't it, Dirk? So it wouldn't be giving that much away.
No.
No,
we're spoiling it anyway, right?
Yeah. So obviously that dagger was used to kill Kurt now as well.
Yeah.
But we don't know at this point.
We don't know who does it. We don't know who kills Kurt, but we see when he does get killed, we see him getting he's like in a curtain. And we don't really see nobody. But he's like,
right, yeah.
But he screams out, right?
Yeah.
So when you hear him scream out and everything, that part, they actually let Christopher Lee do that part. But as far as the other, that's his actual scream. That's it. Like all the rest is somebody else dubbed his voice, man. And it's atrocious to me, man. I can't stand listening.
I know you and Chris feel the same way about that as well. I didn't find it that jarring to me, but obviously I am gonna.
I know that ain't Christopher Lee. That don't sound like him. It's So it's super annoying, but
then it turns on his head after he gets killed, because she keeps seeing then, Navanka, I should say. She keeps hearing these weird whipping sounds, and like the way Bava does the sound design as well. I gotta give a big, massive plus about. No one seems to be there, but she can hear all these whipping and footsteps and all that shit.
She sees the muddy footsteps, and Bava uses the light. That's what he does a lot of time. So he'll use different lights for emotions. You're seeing all these crazy lights coming through a window at one part with her. It's I think it's predominantly red, green, and blue. You're seeing,
right? Yeah.
So you're like, what the hell? But you know that you don't. She keeps seeing Kurt. It's like he's coming back from the dead, like a ghost, and other people start dying.
We don't know, do we? Yeah, right. We don't. Other people start dying. We don't know at this point, because everyone's blaming Kurt for all the deaths that's going on. Right. There's great use of a piano soundtrack as well, because at one point she starts playing the piano, and it's kind of the theme that you have, during some parts of the film. But yeah, gotta say Ida Galli as well. I absolutely love. I love her.
Yeah, it's a very young Ida Galli too.
Probably one of her first. Was it one of her first performances? I would gather. Yeah, because I can't remember too much earlier than 63. But yeah, just the mood on this, the whole sadomasochism kind of undercurrent to the plot.
And it does say something at the end of the film, which is one thing I'm not going to say, but I kind of wish it didn't do that,
Right. Yeah.
Because you could still, even though it does say something at the very end, even though it does that, you can still look at this film and be like, is this the way it is, or is this something it's very ambiguous? I feel like it is.
It's definitely ambiguous. I mean, you could watch this 3 times and come up with different theories. And I bet there is probably loads of theories out there on the internet.
And some people consider this his best film.
I actually love the ending. Even that ambiguous ending, I think. Yeah, well, he does it the same with Lisa and the Devil, doesn't he? He just lets you make up your own mind.
Right.
But yeah, this one's great. This for a first watch, this was great, and
awesome.
But I do
I'm
think
glad
it's
you
gonna.
I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
I do.
I didn't know how you was going to take this one, but I kind of felt like you would, because I mean, Dahlia Lavi, she's amazing, man. And
She is.
I mean, I think everybody does a great job in this film. By the way,
Yeah, I mean, I think she outshines Christopher Lee a lot, or she don't outshine him. She's certainly on a par with him. Just that presence of beauty and just an amazing talent as well, acting wise, which we said earlier.
yeah.
I probably won't rate this as high as what you have, though. I will say that
Yeah.
because you got to allow for like a second viewing and a third viewing to really,
Right. Yeah, it gets, the more you watch it, I think the more you'll like it.
Yeah, I get that feeling as well. Yeah.
But
yeah, hey, would you kind of rate it?
So this one for me is a very solid 8 out of 10, man. I think he's doing something, like he's pushing the limit, man, like Bava did. He always was trying to go a step further with this whole sadomasochism kind of story, Like even Gastaldi was saying, like, talked about it. He said that he thought that it was a silly little story that he wrote, but he said it was amazing what Bava did with the story and how he fleshed it out and like made it become like a great vision. Like it's more than Gastaldi had envisioned when he wrote it. So I thought that was high praise,
Yeah, I can't argue with that. I mean, it's kind of, there's different little genres in there as well. It's not, you can't like place it in one definite genre, really.
It's in a, well, I
Would
guess
you say
this is like
maybe a ghost film or
this is in the 15th
film, maybe?
This is in the 15th century or the 16th century, 1500s, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So it's got the Gothic side to it, but then it has like this whole kind of like a psychological melodrama kind of feel to it as well. I would say it's psychological as well. But it also could be a ghost story. So it's like, that's what I'm saying.
What about the possession angle? Would you say that could be a theory to it?
Yeah, definitely could be.
Yeah.
Supernatural possession type. It could be that as well. It does tell you at the very end of the movie, though. Like, I don't know if it does it in the English version. I can't remember, but because I just recently watched the Italian.
You can say, let me know. Yeah, you can say.
Oh, they say they. Well, I hate to spoil it for everybody. They basically say that she was she had lost her mind from the abuse that Kurt did to her, and he made her like what she liked with the whippings and everything.
Right. Yeah. Because that's
basically she was the one doing all the killing. And
yeah, so basically it's implied that she's gone crazy, mentally crazy.
Yeah, deranged. The unraveling mind plot.
Yeah, and obviously since Kurt was murdered, like it's been her doing every kill.
But the thing with me is, though, I don't look at it that way. I look at it like, who knows? There's a big question mark still. So
right, but the one thing we won't give away is what actually happens to her, because something happens to her after it as well. So after that big reveal type thing,
right?
But yeah, this is solid, man. It's very solid film.
Let's see.
I would give it like a 6.5, like stroke maybe 7.
Okay,
like a 10, but that's the first watch.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dick.
That's not bad for first go. Yeah. For style, mood, atmosphere, the way that you could tell some of those shots are painted, like you were talking about.
Yeah.
I got some good rain going right now, so I don't know if that's gonna. Hopefully everything's good. But
right, yeah, perfect mood as well, man.
Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you all right.
Can you hear the rain?
Oh no.
Okay.
I got like noise reduction on my
okay.
background noise reduction on.
Let's see. Dan says Bava was a jack of all trades, which elevates him on the best of all time list. Yeah, definitely, man. That's why I say he was a genre creator. Like to create.
I can never argue with anyone who says that.
I know he took a lot from the German Krimis, you know, but I mean, dude, like for him to set the blueprint.
I think if on my end, Dirk, you've gone. You've frozen. Unless you're seriously fucking with me. I don't know if the stream's still going. Let us know if the stream's still going in chat. It might be me. If it's me, let me know because I'll come back in. Oh no, it is Dirk then. He's frozen. Yeah. I thought he was fucking with me for a minute. Oh, okay. Cheers, Dan. Yeah. He's probably, yeah, that's what he's doing. He's gone back out and he'll come back in now. Weird when he said about the storms as well, like, and it happened then straight away. But we have got coming up now, we're going to be talking about this one. I mean, this is just a complete masterpiece, in my opinion. Blood and Black Lace. That's all right, Dirk. So anyone like Dan or like Jamie or the people in the chat, JT, if you're still in, yeah. Yeah, let us know your thoughts on this, man, in the comments. Because obviously I would think Daniel Shine probably rate this really high. Yeah, because a lot of people would say it's their favorite Giallo film. I wouldn't go that far, but now, like watching it this time, it's in the conversation, like for sure. It's one on its own, man. Hopefully Dirk can get his end sorted out in a minute. Yeah, this surely this has to be probably one of the real releases of the year last year, with the slip and everything. You get like a book, poster, the lot. And I think I said that Psycho was probably my favorite release, but going back to this, this is probably this year, was it? May have been this year, early on this year. It's hard to top this one, like in terms of extras and everything else that comes with it. I mean, I won't get it completely out, but you can see where it's going with the poster. You've got the yellow Giallo. But yeah, if you like this film, this is the edition to get. Oh, Jamie, you have to watch it again. If you get a chance, like if you can't get hold of this one, or you're going to stream it, try and get like the print that this is taken from, because I think it's one of the best 4Ks I've seen. Yes, but it's probably up there as the best 4K I've seen for a long time, if ever. The colors just completely pop. They completely pop. And all that stuff in the fashion house early on, when you got like the mannequins and like red colors coming at you, like Argento's, stole a lot from this, I think, in every way, really, because you think about Bird with the Crystal Plumage, with the look of the killer in plumage as well. Not just that, you've got the colors like Suspiria, Deep Red. Yeah, it's hard to like argue against, Bava being the greatest Italian director of all time. I prefer Argento slightly, but yeah, I couldn't argue with anyone. Yeah, they have done. I think like Dirk was saying, do you think we'll ever get like Black Sabbath in 4K? I would imagine it's got to be coming soon. And that edition of Whipping the Body Man from 88 Films, grab that again. It's just outstanding, like the quality in the cover and they're reasonably priced as well. 88 Films, of course, Arrow is too. Dirk, hurry up! I'm dying on my ass here. I'm only joking, man. Right, you could, yeah. Not sure if it's going to be both cuts. That's why I think, yeah, they'll probably try and get you to double dip, wouldn't they? That's why this edition, I think, I'm going to try and see if we can get Dirk a copy. This is 3 discs, and at the moment, I think this is the best version of Black Sabbath. But surely it's got to be the next one. Like, if you think about it, because Blood and Black Lace recently, you would think that would be the next one, but I'm holding out as well. I want to see a really good version of The Girl Who Knew Too Much, even in black and white. That's going to look amazing.
All right, man. Damn it.
I know. I'm dying on my ass there in my routine. No, I'm joking.
Sorry, man. I had a power surge. I seen that lightning through the window right here, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh shit!
And,
it's like ironic as well that we're covering Bava and you've got all that going on.
Yeah, Bava, man, he's letting us know, right?
Yeah, giving you a sign. Yeah.
You got the glow, man.
Right? Yeah.
But I don't know.
I was just saying, just saying the chat, like, because I was talking to Dan about Black Sabbath coming out, and he reckons it might come out on 4K, but they'll do it like they won't do the 2 versions. They're doing them separately. Oh. Yeah,
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, so they're trying to get you to buy it twice, probably. Which
I would I would hands down just buy the Italian. I got the I got the American on blue. You know.
I mean, it's good to have both, but yeah, if you're gonna get one, you've got to be the Italian. No, like it's no question either.
Right. But yeah, where have you started Blood and Black Lace yet? So.
No, I was just asking, like, if anyone's got any comments to make about it. I just briefly said about how much I like it.
This damn masterpiece of a film, right?
Yeah.
Shit.
And this has got to be the best 4K I've ever seen. Like, the colors in this is just the whole opening, like with the mannequins, and you've got that first, which will come on to that first death scene with the woman in the red coat. It's fucking amazing, man. I don't think I've ever seen anything look as good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's what I was talking about in this film, specifically in this film. The camera is like a separate entity. Like the way it's following and tracking shit. Like there's a dolly shot. Bava didn't. This is a low budget film, by the way. Most people don't realize that. This is a super low budget film, but Bava made things happen that other people couldn't make happen with very little money. And this is his first film away from I don't know how you say it, Galadia.
Galadia,
yeah. This is his first film from them. So I believe I'm right on that. I could be mixing another film up. But
he got complete total control over this one, didn't he? On everything, like because obviously with the last one you got the American cuts and all that shit.
So the tracking shots and angles from all different directions, it brings us into his world, his different worlds. You know what I mean? And whether it be an uneasy sense of dread or the feeling of us being a fly on the wall, watching these people's lives feels more like the reality I'd rather be in than anything Hollywood.
I think I just heard that thunder then.
Yeah. Than anything Hollywood's got to offer. I'd rather be in his one of Mario Bava's worlds that he creates. You know,
Yeah, completely.
So the working title for Blood and Black Lace was The Fashion House of Death.
Right.
It's like arguably the first body count story. Unless you can think of something before it. I think it is.
Not like there were a few kind of like earlier slasher films, I would say.
Yeah.
But this is probably the first body count giallo film anyway.
There is an earlier film that predates this, like it's called 13 Women.
Yeah, 1932, I think.
1932, yeah, from George Arcanbaud. And it's basically like a take on a 10 Little Indians film.
Yeah, you could even look at it as like a slasher film because I have seen it. And it's it's underrated. It's probably the start of what was to come with the slasher film. So this one is completely on its own, man, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of fucking everything about it. Besides it, one.
Oh, Tim Lucas, he pointed out though that I thought this was great too, man. That's why I'm bringing it up. But he said like the brutality in Blood and Black Lace of this ongoing theme of beauty being destroyed, which is seen in you'll see it in other works from Bava as well.
Right. Yeah.
As it goes on.
I mean,
right out the gate, like the first scene, you know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But what's the rule? What's the number one rule? We talk about this all the time covering these Jolly. You don't blackmail a killer.
Blackmail a killer. No, you don't, because you're fucking doomed if you do, basically.
But everybody in this film has flaws. Everybody. That's what's so great about giallo, about the genre itself. I kind of wanted to touch on that a little. That's what's so great about the genre is because all the characters usually are some, you know, they're like real people. You know, it's not like some kind of, you know, everybody's got flaws in real life. So in other films, you always see like this, you know, what do you call it? Leave it to Beaver type family.
Right. Yeah.
Especially during this time, you know. So
the thing that struck me when I first saw this as well is how fucking brutal and mean the killer is in this.
He is.
Like, this is 64 as well, so that was groundbreaking for the time.
And I know we're spoiling a little, like, hopefully everybody's seen Blood and Black Lace. But that was another strong emphasis. Because you notice how because they're, like, spoiler alert, Scream didn't do this first. There's two killers in this.
Right.
But you notice how like one killer does things and how the other one doesn't. Like it's a different style in the way they kill too.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
You even see the one point where the killer, the faceless killer, which if you look right behind me, I got the faceless killer posted up right there.
Dirk's being stalked by a killer, by the way, in the background.
Right. But you see the hands are trembling while the straight blade's being open. The hands are trembling, like legit nervous. The other one is like completely, he's just greedy as hell. You know?
It's like straight off the bat, right? So I fucking love this film. This is like high, like gone way up in my estimation. It was high before, but it's just gone way up. So to put it into context, like the first kill in this film, I don't know about you, Dirk, but I think it's in my top 3 of all time kills of all time.
It's
the
pretty
woman in the it's just an amazing fucking
it really is, man. Like I love that whole everything. Like the way the trees are going over this like pathway where she's walking, and you can even say Argento, you know, instead of like, you know, like Suspiria.
Yeah.
With the rain and all, right?
Yeah.
She's getting in a cab, and the beginning of this one, she's getting out of a cab.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I can't tell you why. Like I can't tell you why I think it's one of the greatest like sequences of all time. But like Dirk said, I think it's a bit of everything. It's the mood, it's the atmosphere, it's the look of this woman as well with the coat, like makes it stand out.
It's such a great stalk scene.
What a scene, man! I think Dirk's got it in the intro of this stream. I think CK and Steve have used it as well in the like when Steve does his captain quarters.
Right.
Yeah, man, what a way to kick off a film.
And that's the most beautiful actress too in the film, in my opinion. Isabella.
Isabella, yeah, that's basically where it all starts with her. Kind of the story starts with her, doesn't it? You know, her murder.
Yeah. And then there's a diary that's found, and all these people look suspect as hell. They're all like paranoia. Like, you know, they all want that diary. There's something about every character in that diary. They all want to get a hold of that diary because they don't like, you don't know why. And then you can say after Isabella's death, hold on, I think I got her. Is it Carol? Is that her name?
Let me just have a quick look.
Hold on. Yeah, Nicole. So Nicole, Nicole. So the Countess is going around. So this is a fashion house model agency. Anybody hadn't seen Blood and Black Ladies? And Isabella's been killed. And then, right? Am I here?
You cut out a little bit there.
Okay. They're having a fashion show. My internet, hopefully my internet holds up because of the storm. But so they're having a fashion show, and nobody wants to wear Isabella's black dress, right? So
yeah.
If you look at it this way, like that's like they're all looking at it like, oh hell no, like, and then this chick Nicole's like, yeah, I'll wear it. You know? And it's like the dress, the black dress of death, you know, like, and she, guess what happens? Like she's the next one that gets it too, right?
Right. So they all start basically being bumped off, don't they, in this fashion house? There's kind of a backstory with the Countess's husband. Like he died mysteriously in like a car accident. Yeah. Which comes up later. So you got Cameron Mitchell. He plays like Massimo. He's like kind of in a relationship with the Countess. You know,
and she's like social status elite. You know.
Yeah. She's fucking up there in terms of
Eva
the way
Bartok.
she portrays herself. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Eva Bartok. She's amazing in this, and that's the thing. Like. There's emotion, but one person doesn't have emotion and the other one does, and that's the downfall of both of them.
Right, like, and I completely didn't see that coming first time I seen it.
Yeah,
I don't know, but in terms of all the old kind of, you know, the diary stuff. I think that's done really well because the diary ends up getting in the hands of people that it shouldn't be getting in the hands of, basically. It's basically holding the secrets to all these characters in this fashion house. All their, like, if they owe money or all their dirty little secrets, basically, is all held.
Drug addictions and scandal shit. I think one of them's pregnant. Yeah, one of them's pregnant and they don't want nobody
like an abortion, They wanted money for an abortion. And...
Let me break right quick. Catch the chat. Or did you already read? Yeah. Did you already read the chat?
I read a couple, but you can go through because obviously you haven't seen them.
She said that's scandalous dirt. I don't know what she's talking about. Dan says I would think so. Not sure if it will be both cuts. Oh, talking about Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Okay, guys, I gotta go. Have a good night. If you're still here.
Have a good night, man. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I got to the chat. The AIP cuts and the Italian. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So I just want to make sure I was caught up on the chat.
No, that's all. Yeah, basically he's just saying they could fucking ask you to double dip, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard that then?
Yeah.
That was loud.
I wasn't just cutting my shit off, man.
No, that was loud. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a long storm you're having there as well, man.
Well, yeah, it's
Usually
been
we
like
get-
that for about a month. Like the storms have been pretty bad.
Ours usually go over pretty quickly, but that seems like it's lingering, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
it's-
can hear it again.
But,
Crazy. But yeah, the whole kind of backstory of all these characters as well, because you've got they've all got their kind of little kind of things wrong with them, because you've got the drug dealing with the one. Because the first shot of the film actually is this guy, he's trying to get his drugs, he wants to get his drugs, and he's got his girlfriend says she'll basically go over and give him his drugs, which comes into play in a bit as well.
you see, you notice did you notice like when Nicole, she wears Isabella's black dress, right? Soon as she puts, go back and watch it. I don't know, I've never noticed this before, but as soon as she puts that black dress on, all the phones are red that are being used in the film. As soon as she puts that black dress on, she's on a black phone, and then like all the colors around her are like black. Like there's a black curtain behind her and shit. And then
I've never heard of that.
And she's the next one to die. You know what I'm saying? It's like
the only thing I can think that comes close to that is Janet Leigh in Psycho.
Yeah.
When she's wearing white, she's portrayed as like the virginity type. But then when she switches to a black bra, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but that's the only thing I can think of like that. But yeah, man, I'll go back and watch that just for that, man.
And what do you think about the faceless killer? So, like, I've heard people talk about that, like, so that they were saying that Bava was basically, it's like a blank canvas or like a blank screen, so the audience could place their face on the killer. I was like, holy shit, that's some dark shit.
I don't think the look of the killer has ever been topped than this film.
Right.
This is the best look I've ever seen on a giallo killer, and I don't think it'll ever be, it would ever be topped anyway. I know they're not making them so much now, but even Argento's killers, they don't come close to like this one. And he's such a fucking badass as well, man. He's like, we're coming to some of the death scenes, which we'll basically talk about all of them, but that scene as well. So you got Marco, like. You've got all these little characters, right? He's kind of like this pill popper, and he ends up in a funny, like, kind of, I don't know whether you should say funny, but he has like this epileptic fit a bit later on, which we'll mention. But Nicole basically then she slipped away now because she got to give Frank his cocaine. So she visits.
They never mention what it is, though, right? Do they? They do later, but not at first.
They don't.
They just keep saying it. I'm gonna get it and all this shit. They're being They're being very vague. I guess they wanted to let the audience kind of settle in before they drop the
cocaine on. Taboo probably as well at that time. But what a scene, man! When so basically she goes back to see him now in his store. I think it's his store. And she gets stalked by this no-face killer, man. The light goes on and off.
He's playing games.
The killer, disappearing. Then he'll fucking appear.
Oh man, that's a creepy ad. I don't care. That's one of the creepiest ass shots you'll ever see in any horror film. I don't care. Like when you see the faceless, he looks like a statue, kind of like what's behind me.
Yeah,
and he looks just like he's like this, and then the light flashes and he's fucking gone. Like you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It's amazing. And this scene goes on, mind, as well. This is not like a 1 minute scene. It goes on for quite a while.
And it's set up. So this is Mario Bava, the way he plays. The woman's there. She's like, and you notice that scene too when she runs to the door and she's trying to unlock the door? Have you ever noticed? It looks like that scene is sped up. I mean, it looks.
I didn't know.
It looks abnormally fast, like to me.
Possibly,
Because I rewound it a few times, and I was like, I noticed it this time watching, and I was like, "What the hell, man?" Because that shit's like fast.
That's probably done on purpose then, to just because just to throw you a little bit because it looks
Yeah.
weirder. But what about the suit of armor as well?
The suit of armor, you start seeing doing like this, and it falls, and then she's like, it's the killer playing games, playing cat and mouse with her.
Yeah,
it's not
and
just to get rid of these people. I think this killer really enjoys it.
He's fucking with them basically.
Right? Yeah.
But the whole use of that spiked glove as well, man. Oh man,
the spiked glove is definitely a callback to Black Sunday.
Yeah, I was going to say the same. The opening shot in Black Sunday, that's what it reminded me of.
Right.
The impact when the mask is pushed onto her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, what a fucking, this is like second death scene in.
Right.
But they keep getting just as good, man. They keep all the way through.
And this would be, I would say this is more visual Bava. Like, as far as you know what I mean? The way all the kills are done and the set pieces and everything. This is completely just like the story is there, but I think the visuals is what makes it strong. And see, so just imagine like a young Argento watching this.
I was going to say you would never get Argento would never have been the same, director if it hadn't been for this film. This started fucking everything. Because even with The Girl Who Knew Too Much, like that film has got Giallo elements, but
they don't have the blood, as
exactly. It's not got the black glove killer in the same type of way. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But this just started everything. We wouldn't have had Bird with a Crystal Plumage if it wasn't for this film.
Right.
And we wouldn't have had all the other ones that come after it as well with Argento. So
it's all mood.
Bava,
with Bava, it's mood, atmosphere, and with Argento, I'd say it's like what would be a good description of like the transition period between Bava to Argento? Like
So Argento kind of,
so to speak,
he kind of modernized it a bit more, didn't he? Argento
made it more bloody, made it more visceral, more. I wouldn't say
more
meaner.
Trendy, I'd say. Yeah,
I
more
wouldn't say meaner because Bava's pretty mean. Like
I don't think you can get a meaner killer than this. You get something like which we're going to cover on Dead Pit tomorrow is What Have You Done to Solange? I mean, some of the stuff in that is mean, but the killer in this come before everything, which is why this should be like up there now, man.
It definitely needs more respect. I think, I really do. Because people,
it's not just all about the visuals either, though.
Yeah,
I don't think.
But I mean,
and the kill scenes.
No, it's not. It's definitely a very fleshed out story, and the characters and the acting, it's all solid.
Right. Yeah,
it really is. And
we're not going to give away I don't think we should give away the
finale
or the motive. Yeah,
the third act. Yeah.
Right. We can give away, the actual kill scenes if you want, but I don't know. Do you want to give it away? It's up to you. What you think?
I figured most people had seen Blood and Black Lace. I mean, even if they hadn't seen many Jolly,
Yeah. Probably.
We don't have to. It don't matter.
I don't mind, man. If you want to, yeah, go. But some of the death scenes to come are amazing. But how do you think about when you first saw it, or even this time, about the whole dynamic, of the killers? I think you briefly said earlier, didn't you, about they're completely different.
Yeah, one is doing it. One is doing it out. We can say this. One's doing it out of love, and the other one's doing it out of greed. The other one's doing it out of pure fucking greed, and I think they like it too. I really do, man.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention the alternate title is "Six Women for the Murderer" is the alternate title too.
Right. So. Yeah. But we've got to mention the kill as well with the. I guess it's like an oven or a stove.
Oh, it's some kind of stove, yeah.
Man, and then the way he burns her hand first, and then
Because he's
builds up
trying
to
to get
like
information.
yeah, and it builds up, and then the actual kill, like the actual fucking face on man, yeah, just amazing.
Just like I said earlier, like you know, I know I'm echoing what I said earlier, or repeating what I said, but it's very true, man. You're seeing beauty being destroyed. Like
yeah, absolutely, like and he does put a little bit of comedy in, like I said, that epileptic fit, which kind of comes across more funny. I don't know if it's meant to be. I don't think it was meant to be, really.
I don't think it's meant to be, but it does look goofy. Yeah.
So you got all the 5 men from the fashion house. They're all
And
under the suspects, in there, you know?
Right. And what about the inspector? You know, he's like a useless son of a bitch, really. Like
A lot of them are, though, yeah.
I mean,
films,
that's going to go on to be in other Jolly. That trope, you know.
Yeah.
Useless inspector. He never figures shit out. He's he actually lets the damn killer go. But
right, yeah, because while all these men are like in kind of custody, like all the women are then frightened, and they think basically there's a killer on the loose, right? So you've got Greta, she's worried like this killer's at large, and she lives with her boyfriend in the country, but her boyfriend's obviously one of the suspected men. But she finds like Peggy's corpse in the fucking trunk of the car, like, and it's really freaky.
And that's another thing.
Yeah, she drags the corpse indoors.
Right. And that's kind of like playing games, right? But that's the other killer.
Yeah.
So
exactly,
that is the other killer. So they're
right.
both pretty twisted, like playing little games and shit. With
and he does that well. He throws your mind, doesn't he? Because you obviously think the killer's like one of the men, but he just completely throws you Bava.
Right.
But that scene as well, when she drags basically drags this body in, and then man, the killer's kind of fucking with her then, like with the body goes missing, doesn't it?
That's what I'm saying.
She goes looking, and it falls
playing
onto
games.
her.
Yeah. And you know that's the other killer. That's not the main killer.
Yeah. Which we won't. Yeah, I don't know if we want to give it away, but there's a great shot again with you got the 2 dead bodies, and you got like a reflection from a table. He's got. Like, did you notice that shot? It's like fucking amazing.
Yeah.
So simple, but just amazing. Where you see the reflection, and then he pans back to the dead bodies. Like only Bava could do.
It's solid, man. It's amazing. I mean, I know I'm not justifying what's being seen, but I urge you to go see this film. If you're kind of curious, if you've never seen a giallo period, I would say this is like a great one to start with for sure.
We've got to mention, we got to mention the one kill as well, another kill. Taya Lee, and she's basically in the bath. She gets killed in the bath, and obviously we know this is the other killer as well, like Dirk said.
Mm-hmm.
But she's drowned, and there's that shot of her dead under the water with her eyes open, which once you see that as well, it's kind of iconic.
It is. And then what happens? Then they make it look like a suicide.
Right, yeah, because they slit the wrist.
There's even a note written, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then when they do actually tell you what's been going on, and the reveal and all that, like I said the first time, I didn't really work it out at all. In hindsight, maybe people nowadays might, if you've watched a lot of giallo films, maybe you could possibly work it out.
I don't know, man.
But maybe not every kind of detail though.
I don't know, because if you watch, the red herrings are pretty solid.
The ending is kind of.
Don't you agree?
All of them. Every single one of them.
Like, you're not like, it don't put you off. Like, you see some red herrings, you're like, okay, that's overly done.
Yeah. This one's subtly done, but it's done for a reason.
Yeah.
But the ending is kind of like fucking Twitch of the Death Nerve in a way. It really is. Yeah, if you think about it, it really is, without giving everything away.
Right.
And the whole, like, the two of them as well, and the scene at the end where we get all the reveals, we get all the kind of backstory and everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's brilliantly done.
And like I said,
can't
it's
think of
showing the
another-
flaws of,
Yeah.
of people, man. The true nature. That's what Bob is always showing in his films. He's showing like greed and pride but then there's another element. Love was another reason in this one, though. So
Absolutely, yeah. Like you say, you've got a character falls off a building as well, through like off the side of a building, and
set up and very well set up as well.
Everything's written. Yeah, everything's written. So Bava wrote this as well, did he, Dirk? So I haven't got it on my notes. I presume he wrote this as well as directed it.
Shit, I didn't write that down. Holy shit.
Well, he's at least had a hand in it.
I guess I should have had that, man. I thought
I should have, man. That's what I was looking for myself. I should have had it then.
Let me see.
Yeah, I haven't got it here, but
I'm looking now.
Oh, that's okay. Do you want me to keep talking?
Yeah, just to make sure. Yeah, I can't believe I didn't write that down. I don't think it says here. I mean, that's probably why I didn't have it written down.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, he would have had something to do with it anyway. I'm certain of. But could you believe that this film actually flopped though in Italy? It was a major flop.
That's crazy. It's insane.
But weirdly enough, it was a success in America.
Yeah, they're like, give me more. Give me some more of that.
That's where the Bava gets offered the film deal. I think it was like 3 or 5 film deal. And he completely turned it down. But yeah, that's crazy how people would not take to this film, you know? I think this is the blueprint Giallo. This is the one.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. I've been saying that for forever, like beating the drum, on that one.
And I still wouldn't give this a 10 though. Would you give it a 10?
Oh yeah,
you would.
Oh yeah, definitely a 10. Yeah, no doubt about it.
I'd give it like a high 8.5 / 9.
Oh, but what's wrong? What's a flaw?
Do you know when I done that rating as well? That usually I can back it up and say, oh, I think such and such. But looking back on it now, that rating was done like years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd have to go back and I'd have to give it like a 9 or a 10. But well, maybe a 10 because I can't even argue against like 1 point taken off it really, because you just asked me a question, I got no answer.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So
like I don't see
that tells you, yeah, which is good because that tells you itself that
there's no plot holes.
There's no flaws with this at all.
There's nothing. There's no holes anywhere. It's like a masterfully crafted masterpiece from Maestro, Mario Bava.
Looking back on my first rating, probably the epileptic fit. If I had to go back and say that probably did like affect my first rating of it there, maybe. But that's the only thing, because that's more funny, which is not supposed to be. But no, man, this is the version to get like me and Dirk got as well.
Yeah,
just
this
fucking
is the one
get this,
to get, man. It really.
I'm not sure. Is it out of print, Dirk?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Even if it's out of print, get your hands on this now, like eBay. Even if you've got to pay a little bit extra.
And I guess I could show. You want to show it, or I can show it either way.
You can show it, man, because I think your camera's a little bit better.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll go ahead and zoom in on the.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Because I just love this release, man. It's.
I was saying when you was off air, this is like one of the best releases of recent times. You know.
I hit the wrong one. My bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay, here we go. So
was this earlier this year, Dirk, or did it come out late last year? I can't remember.
This was last year. I believe.
Last year. So it's probably the
here's
release of last year.
The outer sleeve comes with it. And it's loaded with features, man. I watched all the damn features on this damn thing too.
I haven't even like skimmed them yet.
It's got the people that made Strange Color of Your Body's Tears. There's a little interview with them. It's got Argento and Lamberto Bava interviews. There's like almost an hour. I don't know if that's from the old release, but it has
oh god, yeah, I was gonna look that up. Yeah.
It has Roberto Curti on there. So here's the new artwork, which is amazing as well. There's I know there's art cards in here. I mean, it's loaded.
I don't see how you can make a film look any better than this 4K. It's like
it is.
It just pops, man.
It really is amazing. But here's one of the. I guess these are German art cards. I'm not sure, but that's the old school artwork from Arrow.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. There is a steelbook out as well for this, which I kicked myself I didn't get.
Oh shit! Oh, I think this is the way to go, though. Really.
Oh yeah, I'd love to have a steelbook as well. Or that's just me.
Yeah, that's the scene we were talking about. That it's kind of a nod to Black Sunday for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is a great release, man. I haven't even dug into this book yet, but I need to.
I mean, it'll take you a week to get through everything.
And it's got gives you like Arrow always does a great job, right? With the posters. Damn it, if I can get this thing. Shit.
I'm just looking now at the extras, so yeah, this tops the cycle box set actually.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of this artwork here. I've never really been a fan of it.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not.
I love that.
No,
I love that.
I like the original Italian, which you don't get on this poster, but I do love this new commission artwork, which is really solid. Pretty damn good.
I wonder if you can still get.
But I've never really been a fan of this. This is the American. Artwork. But
I'm not sure if Steve's got a poster for this, like an original poster.
The Italian.
I know he's got one for The Girl Who Knew Too Much. I think Under the Evil Eye.
Right.
I love it because he showed that the one time. I love that. Yeah, I'm not sure if Steve's in the chat. Maybe it might be a bit too late, but yeah, I'd love to know if he's got actually one for this.
I mean, you got this thick ass book, man. Look, I mean, they went all out, man. They really did. Because I keep hearing people like saying Arrow shit the bed now, and
that's bullshit, man. No, that's bullshit.
But I mean, they put out some shit now, like that Bruce.
They got Silence of the Lambs coming out as well, which is crazy, man.
That's a big.
Would you buy the poster to this though? If you saw the original poster to this online, would you buy it? At a reasonable price? I say reasonable.
Reasonable price, yeah. I'm not going to spend no $500. You know?
No. I mean, talking like £50, £100. I doubt if.
Yeah. I'd do that for sure. I would do that.
Or even get like an Italian version of it. It would probably be a lot cheaper, or a French.
I love that Italian artwork. I really do.
Yeah,
and I got it on the thumbnail on this video. So,
yeah,
I've never been a fan of that American artwork though. I don't know.
I don't mind that. Well,
okay.
The yellow you on about?
Yeah, I don't care for that. It's kind of, I don't know, puts me off a little bit. I don't know.
I mean, that's pretty badass though, as well, isn't it? Just the new commissioned art, like
it is. It really is solid as hell.
That would look nice as well. Hung up, on a big.
It would. Dan says it's shocking how many classics initially flopped in the U.S. Yeah, it is. The Shining would be one.
A lot of these guys, apart from Argento, he was looked at as like almost like a pop star, like a big star. But all the other guys, like Fulci and all them, they really wasn't like looked upon that well in Italy, which is, unbelievable if you think about
And
it.
the wild guy says, Dirk, Darren, when you aren't
Yeah.
watching cool movies, what else do you guys like to do? Hobbies, etc.
Okay. Yep. So I don't
Yeah.
know about. Well, I think I know Dirk's, but for
Yeah.
me, I like UK soccer, like football. We call it, like you call
Mhm.
it football, but this is with your feet because but yeah, that's probably my biggest passion is like Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. Um, I don't know if
Now
Dirk
this,
wants to answer. Let's see if I can think of anything else.
yeah, for me, man, it's working. I'm always working. If I'm not doing this is kind of like my hobby, really. Dig the
Of
deep
course,
diving,
yeah, yeah,
deep diving into
yeah,
films, like what he said. What besides watching cool movies, uh, spending time with family. You know, I got a
yeah.
7-year-old boy, and I have a beautiful wife. I have a great life. I got no complaints, man. Really. Uh,
Right, yeah, yeah. And I would say reading as well. I've always got a book on the go.
yeah, I've been doing more reading lately. Like
Um,
you, like I mean, I still got so much here on paper, but I don't want to bore people reading shit out. You know what I mean? Word for
that was like
word.
me. I think I
So,
had tons on Argento stuff.
yeah.
But
I
hopefully
will
we've
say though that
put people on.
film critics and historians have said Blood and Black Lace represents the evolution with Bava and the thriller genre in cinema. Bava used krimis from West Germany and eroticism with violence combined. Giallo on screen was born.
Yeah, you can see definitely because I haven't seen a lot of crimies, but you can see where the look of some of them it definitely played a part. And I mean, everyone's influenced by something, surely, like you know.
So Baba was inspired from the Mondadori series of
Yeah, the
pulp
yellow
novels.
paperbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And that's evidence in The Girl Who Knew Too Much. That's like a massive part of that film as well.
Jamie
Um,
says, go ahead, Darren. Sorry.
no, go on. No,
She says,
you're good.
my hobby is mushroom hunting. I'm such a nerd. Well, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hell
which
yeah.
mushrooms are?
Yeah. What kind of
Not magic
mushroom?
mushrooms,
You
are
talking about the psychedelic?
Oh man, I've done a few magic mushrooms in my youth, man, and
Yeah.
yeah, never again.
Take a ride on the wild side. See, the wild guy says, very cool. Your fam friends. I play hockey and sand volleyball. That's cool, man. Hell yeah.
That's cool, man.
We all
Yeah,
need
yeah,
we all need outlets, man. Because I mean, I'm I might get a little too personal here, but I'm actually in recovery from alcohol since 2015. So gotta have outlets to kind of
yeah.
to
This gives
stay.
you something to focus on as well, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and you've got like amazing support as well from your family because Tasha like backs you on everything. She supports you on everything.
Definitely.
Your little son as well. I've seen obviously on camera. He seems like a really good dude. Like,
Yeah,
and
Grayson.
you
He's
gotta have
amazing.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, man.
I got like me. If again being personal, I got like a 27-year-old boy. So I go like I've watched him play pool a few times because he plays pool at a high level. So yeah, we've all got little things going on. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
But you need that. You need some kind of balance because this can kind of take over, you know.
It can.
So
But I mean, it all works out because I know she
yeah,
likes
yeah,
she does her thing too. Like she watches tons of true crime, and I've even told her I like we can cover some true crime. I'll get her on here, you know. But she
yeah,
ain't
yeah.
gonna do. She's not gonna do. Like I know.
No, that's fair enough. Like that's you know, so some women they don't want to come on camera and that's fair enough. All right, I can just see what Jamie's put now.
Let's see. Jamie says all
Yeah,
kinds of mushrooms. I like to identify them, possibly eat them if they aren't poisonous. It's not a hobby for everyone. I just like to flirt with danger. I do know my mushrooms though. Awesome. Yeah,
there you go. As long as you're
because I
careful,
remember like back in the day when I guess I'll say kids when I was a kid, I was a teenager. Like we were, you know, going looking for mushrooms, and like I remember the death caps. I remember people always talked about the death caps. I think they had the red ring around them. You didn't play with those or whatever, but
like weirdly enough, I got like a mushroom story as well. Quickly, so one of the schools, right, that my friend used to go to, and they had a field at the back full of magic mushrooms. Believe it or not, right next to a fucking school. But one night we went over there and we started doing them, and no word of a lie, I woke up naked on a fucking motorway, and there was cars cars were like swerving around me. I didn't know what the fuck. I had visions of this giant pasty. I don't know if you get pasties over there.
what is it?
Like a pasty you eat. It's like a Cornish
pasta?
No, it's got meat in the middle and it's got like a pastry on top. Anyway, I had some kind of vision of one of them chasing me down this fucking street, and I ended up pretty much naked in the middle of a motorway. But that's another fucking story, man. I've never done them again.
Damn it.
Yeah, never done them again.
Damn it, man. Yeah, I think I would never do that again too.
I mean, people, take note of what I've just said and never fucking try that shit.
I will throw this little clip up, man. We mentioned Barbara Steele, so I will throw this little picture. I'll throw this picture up right quick. I met Barbara Steele.
Yeah, man. Yep.
Last year, so yeah, that's a pretty good experience. So
there's probably more Barbara Steele to come as well.
Yeah, we gotta cover some more. That's what, like, I would have loved her to play this role, but at the same time, I'm glad that this woman played the role, Dahlia Lavi. So
yeah, because I think with Barbara Steele, like, she's better when there's not that many characters and it's like her basically.
That would have been a much more vulnerable character too, though, and she's too much. She's more of a stronger presence, you know what I mean?
It wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't have worked, I don't think. Yeah. Plus, she's amazing. That, like, the woman who done that, this one.
Here's an oldie but a goodie. Well, it ain't that old, but because we're not that old really. But I'll just go ahead and throw this little shit up here right quick.
They smell like a pile of bullshit!
This is not a message of happiness or reassurance, but it is the truth, and it is a warning.
That's how I got so sick, someone called me on the telephone!
They smell like...
Whoa!
Push the goddamn button! Push the goddamn button! Push the goddamn button!
Mother, this cloth smells of death.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, I love those clips, man. Yeah.
And here's the new one I just come out
And that's like a tame version of the Killer as well, because he does a lot worse than that.
Yeah. He's mean as shit, man. Such a mean bastard.
He's the meanest I think I've seen in a film.
I think so.
He's up there. Yeah. But yeah, that's been Bava, man. That's been
Jamie says
fun to watch these.
Jamie says death caps are white and deadly. In general, most white mushrooms are toxic. We have the destroying angel in these parts. Damn. Okay.
Oh shit.
The Wild says laugh out loud, naked Darren being chased. New Jallo.
I mean,
with Barbara Steele. Appreciate it, man. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad there's no fucking Facebook or camera phones or anything around when that happened, to be honest, like nowadays.
Yeah, it would have went viral.
That could have been one of our intros, probably. You know, blur out my naked parts, and do it like that. But no, this has been a blast, man. I'd like to say we got some good plans. We got some good ones coming up now as well in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, we do. The next one is going to be the Poet of the Macabre.
I was going to say the Maestro, but Bava's the Maestro, really, I guess.
The Poet of the Macabre, the Godfather of Gore,
Yeah.
But I like the part of the macabre better. So Lucio Fulci is the next one that we're going to be covering.
Right. And there's going to
You
be
want-
one I've not seen before.
Yeah.
You can say if you want it. Say the
Yeah,
title.
so it's going to be we're going to be covering Beatrice Cinci, which is
Yeah.
an amazing film. The Lizard in a Woman's Skin and Don't Torture a Duckling. And a lot of people might be saying, okay, why are they covering some of these bangers? Well, we haven't covered them yet. So we got to cover them at some point, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No, I think that's a good mix actually, because I've not seen the first one. I know Dirk has, and
Yeah.
he highly rates it.
yeah, it's a 10. It's a 10 out of 10.
Oh shit! I'll
really
have to
is.
try and go in. Yeah, I'm not going to think of that when I go in and watch it. Though
I
I'll try
shouldn't have
and,
said that, I guess, but
Yeah,
I really do, man. It's amazing, and it's a true
Like-
story. It's based on a true story, so that's what even makes it more.
yeah. There's horror elements you said as well. Yeah. So
yeah, definitely. It's more like
and don't
think like the witch trial type setting.
okay, like Salem Witch and all that.
It's like the 15th century, basically.
Okay,
Same
yeah,
same time as Whipping the Body, I would say.
right. Okay,
Around
like
that
I say,
area.
I've been
I
meaning
might
to
be
watch
100
that one
years
anyway.
off or something, but you know.
Yeah, so, but I was going to say, Don't Torture a Duckling is probably my favorite Giallo of all time. It probably is my number one if I think about it. So yeah, I can't wait to talk about that one because
Yeah.
I've only really spoke about that on. I think I might have done it on Eurocult, but it's been a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, expect a packed show with that one because Lizard is a great film as well.
It is,
So,
man. It really is.
Looks like we got 3 bangers. Like
Yeah, Florinda Balkan. Love that actress. She needs more love anyway. But
set in London as well. I fucking love films set in London, Giallo films. So
yeah.
And we got Diodato the week after, haven't we?
Yep.
And we got a couple of bangers there, yeah.
Be the next week. We'll be covering Cannibal Holocaust, House on the Edge of the Park, and The Washing Machine.
And that was my pick. That was I blame me for that one, but I just thought we got 2 bangers in there, which I like. We want to talk about anyway because we've never spoken about them.
Right.
But I was thinking of like a kooky little one to throw in there, and The Washing Machine just come up. Yeah, so I think you'll dig it. Don't even judge it compared to the other 2 though, because it's not nowhere near that level.
Yeah.
But it's just a fun one. I thought throw in there, like people won't know it, so see if we can turn some people onto it.
Hell yeah, man. And hopefully we did the Maestro, the true Maestro, Mario Bava. Hopefully we did him some justice. I didn't want to just echo. I didn't want to just echo everything that Troy Howard and Tim Lucas has said, but they are big influences on me in covering these films, and I listen to a lot of stuff. I read a bunch of stuff, so it kind of influences a little bit, but I try to bring my own to the table as well. So
yeah, I always kind of try and reference them or give it like a shout.
Right.
But yeah, all the other stuff is all our own opinions, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully people are enjoying these because, we love doing these. Like me and Dirk's like not going to stop doing these. God, hopefully God willing. But yeah, so yeah, let it keep coming, man. We got quite a few things in the pipeline with other shows as well, haven't we, Dirk?
Yeah, we got the Dead End Drive-In coming. That should be dropping soon on Visited by Voices Network.
Yeah.
Then we got Tour Italy on Dead Pit with Uncle Bill tomorrow night. We'll be covering Massimo Dallamano. What have they done to Solange? What have they done to your daughters? And I think Super Bitch, right?
Yeah, I looked at the thumbnail and it's Super Bitch. But I mean, if you could, I think Uncle Bill don't mind if you talk about.
Yeah, it's a free for all. I think you can mention anything.
Yeah, or Black Veil Felisa or whatever. Like,
right.
So I'm going to spend most of tomorrow just watching Dallamano films, which is.
I actually got to work tomorrow, but it's not a big job. So, but
yeah. I mean, that's a great way to spend your Sunday anyway, watching some Dallamano.
Yeah, definitely. Sergio Leone's cinematographer that became a director. So, and he's amazing. He's my 5th favorite Italian director.
Right. Yeah. Trying to think what else we got. We got Eurocult, obviously. That's going to be
Eurocult next Sunday.
A week.
Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Yeah. Yep.
But yeah, I got Slasher, Chris the Slasher dude. I do stuff with him. Me and Dirk do stuff with Chris occasionally as well. Yeah. So check out all these guys, you know. Lorne's channel, like Dirk said, visited by Voices Network, Dan Shine. Again, I don't know. Dead Pit, Eurocult with Steve, Dana's Evil Dead chick. Please, I hope I haven't left anyone out, but I'm sorry if I have, like, you know.
Check out Jamie Hart's channel. Check out
Jamie Hart. All the guys in the chat, definitely.
Everybody was here. Dan Shine, Flesh Wound Features.
Yeah. Sure. You've got Sean. You've got Texas as well.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Sanity. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So all good guys, man.
Dan says, "Great show, guys. I look forward to all of that." Hell yeah, man.
Oh, I mean, Dan, like me and Dirk really enjoy doing what we're doing. You know, like amazing.
For sure.
Like, yeah.
No doubt about it, man. I guess we're gonna get out of here, and I'm gonna play this intro because I mean I kind of like spend some time on them to make them, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it again before we get the hell out of here. So, but anyway, I got to do this one more time though.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Who are you?